Tyler being gay is relatable.
Welcome back to the one and only Don't Blend In podcast. I'm your host, Derrick. It's my co-host.
Tomas,
We're here.
we're back.
We're back. You're back. And you got anything to say before we...
Anything to say? Appreciate the support on the first episode. Uh, we love our fans and we appreciate all your support. All right, let's
man.
get right into it. Let's get right
Let's
into
get
it.
into it, man. So today I feel like this past week, I came up with a pretty interesting, not necessarily like idea, but just topic, right? So you're familiar with the ASAP Ferg exhibition?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who don't know, ASAP Ferg, rap artist, um, he did a art exhibition recently, and he showcased paintings and all that type of stuff, and I really enjoyed it. And he had this one particular painting. I'm pretty sure it was of himself, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
It was kind of
I'm
him
not sure.
holding his hands up around his face.
I'll I'll throw it up on screen for y'all right now, real quick.
Dope painting, dope. I really like it. I really
I
enjoyed it.
also like the painting.
Real dope. And so then he by the way, more background context. He did art back like in high school and stuff aside from just music. So,
Oh, I didn't even know that.
yeah, yeah,
Did he
yeah.
talk about that at all in the collection?
I actually did not watch the full video,
Me neither.
so
Me
I'm not
neither.
quite sure. But yeah, he did. Um, and it got me thinking because then he also has a jacket that basically has it's a leather jacket. I'm pretty sure it's leather. It looks real dope. Um, which is just that painting printed on the front of it. And this guy's a rapper. He's a painter, and then he ended up getting that on some clothes. Now,
I
the
don't, real quick, I actually don't love how the painting sits on the jacket. Like the way it's on the zipper, kind of.
I love it
It's
personally.
lower. I don't love the placement of the painting itself on the jacket.
Okay.
I think it looks a bit odd, and I think it hurts the painting.
You think so? I like that you brought that up. I like that you brought that up.
Maybe a
I
higher placement would give it more shine. You know what I mean? More
I see that.
spotlight.
See, that brings up kind of a couple of my questions, right? Is like this guy's clearly a multifaceted artist, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone is that. Not everyone wants to be that, but right. I think the jacket is real dope. I think the painting's real dope. The whole thing's real dope. Shout out ASAP Ferg. Now, my question to you is, pardon me, sorry. You look at something that was derived from a painting and it was thrown on a jacket in this example, and right, in this case, it is just for him. Right,
Yeah,
as far
yeah.
as I'm concerned, or I know, right? There is one, and that's the one that he has.
The one, yeah, it is.
Yes. And there's a couple other dudes. Caleb Corbin, he's a artist, and he paints and stuff. He also does like stuff on clothes.
You're listing like multifaceted artists.
Yes,
I mean,
but
we have the goat example of it. Donald Glover, Childish Gambino.
come on, shout out,
Shout out. He
right?
literally comedian, actor,
Yeah, this guy's different.
artist. This guy does everything.
So then I ask you though, when you see something like that, right, where it's like a painter or maybe a ceramic artist, whatever it may be, right? Take ASAP Ferg's example, where this was a painting, or this is a painting, and he has now put it onto clothing, right? Do you feel that affects the integrity of this piece of clothing, right? And again, grain of salt. This is his jacket, right? But let's say you were to see something like that, and they were to put it out as a collection, right? Part of a collection, or just for sale. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you feel about that?
So you're saying this more of how does it affect the specific pieces that come from him being a multifaceted artist? Or are you
For
just
now.
talking about all of his art in general?
No. For now, that specifically. Then
Okay.
I want to get into what it means to be a multifaceted artist and all that type of stuff.
All right. So with me saying that I didn't like the jacket, it wasn't because it had to do with the painting, right?
Right.
It was just the specific placement of the painting on the jacket. I think it's placed kind of lower, like down here area, and I just don't like where it sits. I feel like if it was sat more middle, I would like it more. Maybe if it was bigger on the jacket, I would like it more. You know, especially when it was open in the photo that I saw,
Yes.
and it kind of made it look disjointed when it was open.
Okay.
And when a jacket's open, if it hurts the integrity of it, overall. I don't love that, you know.
Okay.
Which
And
which is funny because I'm wearing a tapestry jacket, but
right, so that's
but yeah, my bad.
so you mentioned that you felt it hurt the painting a little.
Yeah, not the jacket as
Right.
much.
So and when you get to there, right, do you think it'd be better off if he just kept those two things separate?
I think in that one example, yes. But overall, it's not a bad thing that he is a multifaceted artist, and it's not a bad thing that he's blending his art. I actually like that. I think if you make a painting, right, and you're really proud of it, you like it, it's a great painting, why not put it on your clothes if you think it belongs there? You're killing two birds with one stone.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
one design, and you put it in two different of your brands.
So you don't feel like if I were to have, let's say I were to have painted something like this, right? Maybe not exactly like that, but I was like, yo, like this is dope. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it on some clothes. You don't think that messes with anything, right? You
Okay.
don't think that reflects
So
poorly on the painting or anything.
I think you're coming at this from an idea of reusing stuff is bad because maybe it's like less original, it's less you're kind of copy and pasting yourself. Is that what you're
Okay.
saying?
Not necessarily, but could you repeat that first part of it you said?
What do you mean, like the copy and paste part, or the repeating? Like you're
Yes,
repeating
yes, yes.
yourself.
The
Yeah.
repetition. Kind of. I'm just curious because personally, right? Again, I think the jacket's dope, right? It's just not very often that you see something like that happen. So then it begs the question, like, exactly that is like, is that gonna affect the originality of the painting? Because
Okay, that's
when
different.
you see
That's
the
very
painting,
different.
right? Because whenever you see the painting, you're like, yo, this is this
Uh,
painting. Then you look at this shirt or this jacket or these pants or whatever it may be, and then it's like, oh, this is just like okay, like merch almost.
okay, but that's very different. Before I get on the merch thing, because I have a strong opinion about both things, the merch and the
Okay.
originality of it. Does it hurt the originality? Yes, of course, because you're literally copying something you already did. That is gonna hurt the originality a little bit.
Hmm.
Not a lot, because at the end of the day, you're still doing something new with it. You're putting it on clothes. Now, if you made that painting, right, and then he made that painting again, and then he made that painting again, like Andy Warhol used to do. Fuck Andy Warhol.
I don't know what that is, but I guess.
You know Andy Warhol?
Nah, I'm not familiar.
Oh my God, we need a new co-host for the art podcast.
It is what it is, man.
Okay, real famous painter. Made the Campbell soup paintings. So what he would do is basically he'd paint something like a soup can, right? And then he put four of them. So it'd be soup can, soup can, soup can, soup can, and the background would be a different color on each one.
But would it be like a collection, or would you sell
No, no,
them
no. It's one
individually?
painting. It's one painting with four of the
Okay,
exact
okay,
same
okay.
painting in the painting. But that's not why fuck Andy Warhol. Fuck Andy Warhol because he didn't pay his artists properly. Like he didn't pay the people that he got to make his art properly. People that knew him said he was a dick, like that kind of stuff.
Okay, I was
He's
not
like,
familiar.
yeah, not familiar. You don't want to be familiar. But basically, when you do something like that, right? You're just copy and pasting what you do. Obviously, it's a painting. You're doing another painting with the exact same thing. That's going to be bad. Imagine instead of him putting on a jacket, he dropped the exact same painting, but instead of a beige background, now it's a cyan background. That'd be stupid, right? Or not stupid, but that'd be like worse. That's
Yes.
not what he
Not
did.
inherently, but
That's
yes.
not what he did. He put it on a jacket. That's kind of like you're making a new art piece.
Okay.
But again, like I said at the beginning, it hurts the originality a little bit because same design, reused, different art form. So overall, I don't hate the idea.
So personal
Again, I just
use,
don't like that specific piece.
right? Because okay. So let's just go ahead and separate them, right? Just
Yeah.
just just to be exact here. I mean, sorry. Personal use is fair across anything. No one's gonna tell you what to do with your
Oh
stuff
yeah,
or your personal.
100,
But
100.
commercial use.
Commercial use, I think you can do that. I think that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly valid. My only complaint I have, again, this very specific ASAP Berg piece, I don't like how it looks on the jacket.
That's fair.
But putting that aside, I think this could work. You make a painting, you love your painting, you say, hey, I want to throw that on some clothes and sell it. A lot of people do it. The main difference is with something like ASAP Ferg and what you said earlier about the merch is merch has this connotation to it, right? Low quality.
Okay.
When you think of merch, you usually think of like low quality t-shirts with the design on it,
Mm-hmm.
low quality jackets with the design on it. And even the YouTubers, it's usually YouTubers that have like the highest quality merch, like someone like Game Theory, right? I don't love what he makes, but high quality merch. Not gonna lie, it's not just a design on a graphic tee. He has these like bomber jackets that you like intricate designs on it, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I don't love it, but that is to me higher end merch, and it's still not great fashion. It's still not. You won't see a lot of people wearing it often.
Right. See, but the thing there is, right, is you're at this point you're buying are you buying this jacket because you like the painting? Are you buying this jacket because you like the jacket? Are you buying this jacket because it's just ASAP Ferg?
Okay, on that point, I have a thing. Is Yeezy merch?
Some people might consider it.
Is Yeezy merch? Because to an extent, you buy Yeezy. Obviously, it looks amazing, that kind of stuff. But to an extent, you do buy Yeezy because it's Kanye.
Yes.
When I first bought my first I had oh fuck, I forgot the name right now. The shoes,
The
the um the real smooth ones,
the slides.
not the slides,
The
the
foam runners.
foam runners.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when I got those, it was the whole concept behind it was I'm not getting them because I like them. I'm getting them because it's Kanye and I love Kanye and he was my favorite artist of all time. So I want to get his foam runners, right? Obviously, there's other stuff on Yeezy that you just get because it's cool. It looks good.
Yeah,
It looks
of
nice.
course.
Yeezy's an amazing brand. But there is also this idea of I'm buying it because it's Kanye. So is Yeezy merch?
I personally wouldn't say so.
Okay, so what separates something like Yeezy, not merch? Let me get a spectrum. Forget the question I was gonna ask. Let's make it a spectrum. So on one side of the spectrum you have YouTube merch, right? At the other side of the spectrum you have Yeezy.
Okay.
Where does ASAP Fergs fall? Is it closer to YouTube merch or is it closer to Yeezy? Or is it slap dab in the middle?
I think this is a weird one to use just because it is personal. Again, this is his jacket. By that metric, see, that's the thing. I feel like it's all up to intentionality. Because
Okay.
if Ferg were to drop this jacket and like let's say someone like me, right? He found a million people like me or everybody on the internet seen this jacket and was like, "Yo, this is hot. Like I want one." Then he might drop it. Then I'm saying it's more toward the merch side of things
Okay.
just off of how he made his decision. But how he may maneuver the situation, he might maneuver in more of a Kanye way.
So what you're saying is it's about promotion.
It's a mix between promotion, intentionality, and by the
Oh.
by intentionality, I mean not only what you want it to be, but how this came about. You know what I
So
mean?
real quick, I want to make sure the intention is if your intention is to sell it as this is an ASAP Ferg jacket, it's merch. But if the intentionality is this is a nice jacket made by ASAP Ferg, then it's not merch.
I like how you brought that up. Now, I will say merch,
Mm.
I don't think it always comes down necessarily to the name alone. Because I feel like it's kind of like a square and rectangle situation where it's like, for example, me personally, I would go out and buy some things. Obviously, I have to like them, but I would buy some things because they are from a certain designer that I love, more so than maybe another designer that made the same thing that I'm just not familiar with. Everyone's gonna gravitate toward what they know, what they're comfortable with, right?
Do you think that has to do with the mission statement of the designer though?
To an
That's a
extent.
big topic. Mission statements.
To an extent, yeah. I mean, mission statement is what they stand for. You know what I mean? So, of course, if you resonate with that, then that's absolutely a part of
So
it.
two designers drop, right? And one of them has a mission statement that resonates more with you. You're usually gonna end up going for the one that you resonate with more.
Usually, I mean, if you look at something and someone's like, "Yo, I just put this out because, yo, it looks tight and I rock with it and it's just something that I came up with like last night or whatever it may be,"
Mhm.
versus like, "Yo, like I came up with this idea through this and I thought about this and
This
this is
jacket's
emotion
inspired
and
by my dead family.
you
Like
know
you're
what I
buying
mean."
that.
It's like, yeah, of course,
It's like
absolutely.
it's like your family dead. Yep,
It's
that
like they're trying to push a
inspired this
message.
jacket.
Yeah, they're pushing a message here.
Crazy example, but
But
it is what it is.
art comes from life,
Crazy
emotion.
place. Art comes from crazy places. You know what? Let's bookmark that. Let's save that for later.
That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a
But
good one.
back to what we were saying about ASAP Ferg. So you think right now ASAP Ferg does not fall on the spectrum of YouTube merch to Yeezy?
No, because it's personal use.
It'll fall into it if he tries to sell it.
Yes,
Okay. I can respect that. I can respect that. I think
absolutely. Because then, am I buying this because, yo, I like Ferg's music, and I like his painting, or because maybe you didn't find out about him through music, which would be kind of crazy. That'd be dope. That'd be dope
what?
if you found out about Ferg through painting. That'd be crazy
That
to
would be
me.
crazy.
To
I
me,
mean, I didn't know about him through music.
what?
I didn't know about him through music.
How'd you find out about him?
Through ASAP Rocky and their whole stuff.
Oh, okay, well, I guess
Like
yeah.
I didn't find him through his own music. I found him through his connections to other people in the music industry. Because I love me some Rocky.
Okay,
I
that's
love
fair.
me.
That's fair.
On my main playlist, I have like almost every Rocky song ever
Shout out Rocky, man.
because he really don't make a lot, and everything he's made is pretty good,
Yeah, his discography is pretty.
pretty tight. But he only got like 4 albums.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely think Ferg's jacket would drop somewhere in there because then it's like like am I copying because it's Ferg's jacket, or am I copying because I like it? How did he go about it? How did he market it? Why did he do it? You know what I mean?
Do we know? Did he say why he did it? Because I haven't seen that anywhere.
No, I mean I haven't. I'm sure he just like rocked with it. I mean, who knows if this was even a recent thing? He could have had this jacket for who knows how long.
Well,
But
he made the painting fairly like
he had the exhibition recently. I don't
yeah.
necessarily know when he made the painting or when he had the jacket
He
made.
might have had it made like around the time of the exhibition. It might have been before the exhibition.
It might have been. It
That'd be
might have
smart.
been.
That'd be smart.
I was looking at the exhibition pictures. I don't think he had it on. I don't think he had it on at the exhibition. I might be completely wrong. I might be completely wrong.
Do you want to fact check that? Or?
Yeah, let me fact check because
All right.
I know the fit he had on at the exhibition was
Well,
tough.
while you're doing that, I do want to say, um, man, the ASAP Mob in general, they've had some impact on fashion.
Absolutely.
Like Rocky to me was the original like fashion rapper. He's involved in both worlds. He was the OG for that. I think no, Kanye was the OG for that.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, no, he had a different fit on.
Yeah, he had a different fit on for that
Yeah,
exhibition.
that fit was
That's a nice jacket. That goes
that fit was
stupid.
hard, man. That fit was
That goes
hard.
stupid. But uh, Rocky to me was the original like not fashion rapper. I know I just said he was. Kanye was the original fashion rapper. I think
What do you mean by that? Fashion rapper?
like where they mix both worlds a lot, where you got like your Kanye's, your Rocky, your Trav, your Tyler's, where they're rappers, but they got collections coming out often. They
Oh, okay.
styling their shit often.
Like they're not just fly. Like
They're
they're
fly.
working with it.
They're
Like
fly, and it's a part of who they are. Like people know them
okay,
because of how
okay.
fly they are. And I think Kanye was the original, obviously. I know I said Rocky was. Rocky's more of the original stylist in that
Yay,
lifestyle.
yeah, it probably is yay. It probably is yay.
It comes
Yeah.
down to that. I think
Because we had
Kanye
a lot of fly like rappers, but Ye was like,
Kanye is the first like fashion rapper, but I do think that Rocky's the first stylist rapper, where you're not going to him for his brand. You're going to him and like, damn, this dude got that shit on.
I mean, some people are now going to him. His last runway
But
shows have been pretty crazy.
the first when he started out,
Okay, yeah, no, no,
people
yeah,
were not
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about some. Oh, he should drop clothes. People were talking about some. Damn, look at what this dude got on.
yeah.
Damn, look at what he
Which
got
is
on here. Look at what he
crazy
got on
because I
there.
mean, you look at most of the rappers that had like clothing coming in because I mean,
Fix my mustache.
it's always been a part of the rap game, but
Yeah.
hip hop in general, it's like, bro, Wu Tang had their stuff, Rockaware. It's like all these people had clothing brands, but they weren't like really, really, really into the fashion. They were
You know what
fly.
it was?
They were fly,
They
but
weren't respected by the overall like clothes, like high fashion. They weren't respected by the top brands.
yeah, I feel
I
like
think
once it got to like Ye,
Yeezy was the
Pharrell,
first one.
Nigo, like that
Yeezy
type of
was the
era.
first one to be truly respected.
Yeah.
Like Yeezy was high. Remember when Yeezy first like dropped and all that stuff, like way back in like 2012 type vibes, and it was really like the people loved it, right? But you didn't see a lot of high fashion motherfuckers talking about it until he got the stuff with Balenci going.
Yeah.
Then when he
Yeah.
got the stuff with Balenci going, that's when it was like, oh, this is legit. Like we got some big brands going on. And then I think that spiraled until 2025. We got Louis V. Tyler. We got Yeezy being $1 billion brand. You got with the Adidas partnership and stuff back in the day. Like it was rappers in fashion are like this now.
The facts.
Like this now.
Facts.
And I think Rocky is one of those guys who paved the way for that.
Absolutely. I mean, Rocky's been on a on a stupid run this year with his shows and stuff, and then
Well, with
Pharrell.
shows, not with music.
Well,
R.I.P.
don't be
man.
dumb. I don't know when it's gonna come out,
Drop,
man.
drop.
But that, I mean, clips with Pharrell just showcased a masterclass of work.
Pharrell's also a really good example of a multifaceted artist.
Oh, we're gonna get to him.
I think
Maybe not this episode, but we're gonna get
when
to
it
him
comes to multifaceted artists, you see fashion and rap.
all day, all day.
One of the biggest crossovers you'll see.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
only other crossover you see a lot for me is comedian and actors. The
Yeah,
comedian to actor
yeah.
pipeline is ridiculous. Have you seen Bill Burr recently, acting wise? He's a good actor. He has one of my favorite scenes in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And he's also my favorite comedian. Shout out Bill Burr.
It's like a lot of comedians that I found out through, like, what's his name? Ari Spears. You familiar with him? He be on
What does he look like? What does he look like?
he be on Vlad TV. Hold on, let me show you.
I know
him on Vlad TV is
I'm
hilarious, bro.
weird when it comes to comedians.
Ari Spears, man.
I know comedians more by what they look like than their names. Because
Ari Spears.
I don't go sadly, I don't go and watch sets in real life a lot.
This guy, man.
I know him, bro. He's funny.
He's hilarious.
He's so funny.
That's why he's been in movies, man.
He's so funny. No, because since I watch a lot of clips of comedians, right?
Yeah,
I know
he's
them by
been-
face. I don't know them by name.
I feel you. But yeah, he's been in a couple movies, man.
I
A couple
know.
movies.
Man, yeah, but comedian to actor is really like you see, acting is one of those things where there's a good amount of people who didn't start off as actors, and they've evolved into amazing actors. Which shout out John Cena on Peacemaker. Oh my God, John Cena on Peacemaker.
Still gotta watch it.
Bro, he has this scene where he's like crying because something happened. No spoilers for Derrick. Man, John Cena did that. Like you don't know because you're not as in on the WWE scene. But when I was legit, John Cena was not respected for his like what's it called? His skills when it comes to actually talking on the mics. Like his mic skills were not
Okay.
respected. People were like, oh, he's so boring. He's just like a superhero, bro. He doesn't have character behind him. He doesn't got grit behind him. And now he's an amazing actor. He is beloved in the WWE. You don't have anyone hating on him like they did in the Super Cena era. Now you got a lot of people who love him. He really locked in.
Shout out John Cena.
Shout out John Cena, man.
Facts.
And I just think the WWE to acting pipeline is elite. We got Batista and John Cena mainly. Those two are amazing. We got The Rock, who finally has a respectable role.
I haven't watched it, but I thought it was supposed to go crazy. Now I'm hearing it's a flop.
Is it? I haven't heard that at all.
I don't know. I was
Whoa.
hearing it's a flop, man.
Whoa.
I mean, it looks cool. I haven't gone to watch it yet, but it looks cool.
Don't tell me that.
What's it called? The what machine?
I think it's like the
Yeah, the smashing machine.
Smash Machine.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of great stuff about it. I haven't heard anything bad. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I heard the critic scores were like
The
phenomenal.
critic scores were ridiculous. And
I heard that was like
all
great.
the critics were talking about The Rock. They're like,
Yeah.
that Rock performance was amazing. And it's like you wake up in the Twilight Zone. You're like, damn, a Rock performance that's amazing. The guy that played the same character for 20 movies straight.
You know what's funny? I watched so many like movies and like I just got used to seeing him do it that it's like for example, him on Jumanji 2, I loved it. Like it was just supposed to be
but
funny and it
him
was
on
funny.
Jumanji 2, you know who he was playing? The Rock.
See, that's what I'm saying. I had never heard that until like later high school, maybe like halfway through high school, later high school.
Yeah,
And then I sat down and I was like,
you
Rock
don't
really.
notice.
I was like, he really do just be like locked in and like buff, but it's like
He does play the same character a lot. I think it's the detriment of his career because when you look at someone like Dave Batista, he has
phenomenal.
phenomenal. What's your favorite Dave Batista performance? I have one. I have one off the dome.
I'm
Not counting Drax.
I
Not counting Drax.
but I'm a huge Guardians of the Galaxy
you can take
fan,
Drax.
man.
You can take Drax. I'm not gonna take Drax, even though I love him as Drax. I'm not gonna take Drax because like, you know.
I just love Guardians of the Galaxy, man.
Okay, I loved him in Glass Onion.
I haven't seen that.
So good.
You know which movie I
Have
want
you
to watch?
seen Knives Out?
Huh?
Have you seen Knives Out?
I heard that one was fire.
Glass Onion is in the same universe. Knives Out.
Okay.
It's not
Okay.
really like a sequel. It's more of so the main detective, Blanc, you
Okay.
follow him again on a different case. Glass Onion is a different case of the same detective.
Okay.
So, and Batista is one of the characters in this movie, and he had a great performance, amazing performance. The thing is, Drax, he just played Drax for 3 movies, and those 3 movies were amazing. In Avengers, he had a lesser role, so I'm not gonna. But in the 3 Guardian movies were amazing, and he was so funny in them. I just think that Glass Onion has a shorter performance. Just like 1 movie, he wasn't really the main character. He was like a side character. He did fucking great. He did phenomenal.
I gotta go watch those,
Yep.
man.
Love me some Dave Batista. I think John Cena has the most potential out of those guys. I think The Rock is really turning his stuff around. And then R.I.P. Hulk Hogan, terrible actor.
I barely ever watched him, even in the WWE. So
Yeah, because he hasn't seen Rocky. Creed fan, by the way. Hasn't seen Rocky.
facts.
So in Rocky,
Shoot
he
me.
wasn't that bad. Rocky's actually what kickstarted his WWE career to like go
Oh, like
crazy, go
superstardom.
stupid. He went from like he's a star to like, oh, he's the face. He is
Mm.
wrestling. And then after that, he really started to dip his toes in Hollywood. He made like 5 god awful movies, and then he just returned back to wrestling. He went to WCW. Then he went back to WWE. Had a run in like the early 2000s. Had a long run in WCW. So
It's interesting, man. When you look at a lot of these multifaceted artists, man,
yeah, we just called Hulk Hogan an artist. Respect.
do you think that's something that should be pursued, man?
I think it is. I think it most certainly is. I've said this so many times. I am the multifaceted artist in this between me and him, right? Because I love that. I'll preach it any day of the week. I know you're also a multifaceted artist. I'm not saying you're not.
No, no, I know.
I'm
I'm
just
not tripping.
saying.
I'm not
I'm
tripping.
just saying you don't talk about it. You're just like you low key. You do what you do. I preach this every single time I get the chance. How many times have I said Donald Glover is one of my biggest inspirations? How many times have I preached
Too
about
many
this?
times to count, bro.
I think being a multifaceted artist is a must. It's a need.
A
A
need.
need. Because when you know more art forms, it improves the art forms you're already working on. It gives you
That
more knowledge. It
that
gives you
is a
more
hell of a
experience.
take.
Bro, if you're, let me put this. If you want to be a rapper, right? If you want to be a rapper, do some painting, bro. Do some, do some acting on the side. Do some writing. That'll help you understand more about yourself and the shit you want to make, the art you want to make. Because art is always limited, right? Each art form has its own limitations.
Hmm.
So if you can do another art form that has different limitations, you can understand yourself in different ways.
I agree. I was talking about this in class actually. Today's Wednesday. Yep, yesterday. Um, finding the parallels in art. You know what I mean? Because the only thing that differentiates
Explain, explain.
a good, the only thing that differentiates a good designer to a good music artist to a good filmmaker is simply the medium that they're exploring. Now, for example, in my personal experience, right, I don't draw very much. I'm halfway decent at drawing, right? And clothing has always been my thing, but as far as the medium itself, yes, I've studied it extensively, but majority of the concepts and ideas that I get, I write them down. Like I have a whole notes full of stuff that I've been curating since literally high school, early high school until now. And I never really realized how significant the study of literature was for me until senior year. I've told the story a billion times. Like, dude,
First time on the pod though. Important.
man,
Just so, real quick, he's gonna tell a story like 8 times on the pod.
I'm gonna tell it like
Every
20 billion
every
times, man.
30 episodes, he's gonna forget he told it.
And it's gonna come right back
Yeah.
every time. Listen.
And then how about this? One day I'll tell the Frank and Weenie story.
Okay,
I
that's a good
brought
one.
it up
That's a
in the
good
first
one.
episode. I told the story on the failed episode. Yeesh. The lost tapes.
It'll come back. It'll come back.
It'll come back. But you get tell them.
Bro, so I'm in it's my senior year. It's our senior year.
Our senior year.
And I'm in AP Lit, man. And keep in mind, right? I in middle school I
Shout out
read
the teacher real quick.
nah, she gonna come in. She
Give
gonna
her a
come
shout out.
in.
Give her a shout out.
Miss Wilder.
Shout out Miss Wilder.
Shout out Miss Wilder. I'm gonna shout out again multiple times, man.
Yep.
She's
Yep.
a legend.
Shout out Mr. Mills.
Facts. Shout out Mr. Mills. Shout out a lot of Alonzo, man.
Shout out. Yeah, Alonzo teachers really locked in.
Yeah, no, they were locked.
There's
But
a few that weren't. You know who you are.
hey, so I'm sitting. Oh, I mean, I never had her, but you know.
I never had her, but I heard the I heard the legends,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
rumors,
the tales.
the tales.
Let me tell you, bro. I'm I in middle school, I never really read that much. You know what I mean? I there was this one series, I forget what it was called. It was about like some animals and like it was real spiritual. I really enjoyed it, but at the time, I think I was like in sixth or seventh grade.
No,
My
no,
fault,
no,
bro.
no, no,
My
no.
fault. I tried to stop it.
We
Anyways,
cut that out.
but at the time, my lexile level was too high. Those were like books supposed to be like for early high schoolers, eighth graders. So at the time, I didn't really have the skill to read them right. But I knew generally what I enjoyed. The problem is most of my writing classes really weren't like they were very like read this book. We're gonna look at some answers. Like that's really it.
Okay.
I make it to senior year in high school. I'm fresh also off of AP Lang, which was a very non-fictional, very learn how to write type of class. This was more of a literature class, hence the name, right? AP Lit, right?
AP
Of
lit, yeah.
course. Um, I think it was not the first day, but very early on in the class, the teacher goes, "Okay, so the structure of this class is y'all are gonna read a couple books, and then I'm gonna teach you them." Teach me that. I didn't know what she meant, but I didn't really pay much mind. I was like, okay,
Uh-huh.
word, I'm expecting the same old from seventh grade. I get a book, I read it, which by the way, I never really read any of them. But I get a book, I read it, we answer some questions, that's it, that's the class. So I forget what the first book was. It had to do something with a walk, but it was real interesting. Um, the second and third books, the second one
The walk.
was, what was Fight Club? And then, no,
Oh, y'all read Fight Club? Yo,
excuse me,
you're
so
gonna you're gonna
she.
call me such an idiot for this? I love the Fight Club movie. I love it so much, right? Fight Club's a book?
I knew it, man. Yeah.
Not bad, y'all. I'm a fraud. I'm actually just a fraud. Like I don't know nothing about nothing. Bro, Fight Club's a book? You're lying.
Swear to God, bro. I'm not joking you. Yeah. Anyways, uh, it was that one.
Man.
I chose that one and Jekyll and Hyde, man.
You know what the worst part is? Jekyll and Hyde? Oh,
Yeah.
I love Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
All right, but before I just want to say real quick, it's crazy because you know how often I've hated on people for like being like, oh, I didn't know American Psycho was a book. I didn't know this was a book, and now I'm out here talking about some. I didn't know Fight Club was a book. Yo, I'm such a hypocrite, y'all. My bad. My bad, bro.
Sorry, bro.
Is it like word for word, or is it like the
It's
adaptation's
pretty
kind of?
accurate. I didn't read all of it because I watched the movie, but it's pretty
Mm.
accurate. It's fairly accurate. I know that
You watched the movie,
ending.
you didn't read it.
I mean, I read some of it.
Okay,
I didn't read the
okay.
whole thing though.
For the class, you just watched the movie and pretend like you read the book.
But I mean, the movie was accurate enough
Shout
to
out Miss
where
Wilder. You
facts.
didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that. Listen, I ended up. Hey,
Hey.
I passed the class.
Yo,
But
do
she
it.
she she has us read these books, whatever, or watch the movie. Um, and she goes into detail right now. I had a slight idea of where this was going, right? Because I don't remember if it was at the beginning or in the middle of the year. We're talking about poetry, also where I found my love for poetry, right?
Oh, this guy
Um,
loves poetry.
so we're talking about it, and it was a love poem, and it mentioned like it had allusions to NASCAR and metaphors and all this type of stuff, which I was privy to because of music and rap, which I knew I enjoyed in hip hop.
The forms of poetry.
Yes,
Forms of
exactly. But
poetry.
I never actually like dove into it, sat down, and broke apart the interpretation of a poem. So I really enjoyed that part of it. And while we were doing work that day, I was really just like, yo, this is just like rap. This is just hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
So
mean, the difference between a rapper and a spoken word poet, not that big. Really not that big.
it
I
overlaps
did.
majority
Did
of
you
the time.
see the Jubilee video where it was like 20 rappers versus one fake rapper, and the
Yes,
and the fake
yes,
rapper
yeah,
was actually the best one at rapping out of all of them because
yeah,
he was just a spoken word poet. He
yeah.
was a rapper. He
Yeah,
was a
it
rapper.
depends on what you want to call it, but yeah, I
Some of
mean,
them were. No offense, no names.
Buns.
Some of them were
Buns.
buns. And
Buns.
then the spoken word poet went up there and he barred up.
Spitting.
He
Spitting
barred
facts.
up. He was great.
Yeah, bro. And that's pretty much what I was thinking during the class, man. And then near the end, we're sitting there talking about Fight Club.
Fight Club. Love me some Fight Club.
And keep in mind, the whole year, like I just kept learning stuff, obviously, right, as you do. And I was very like locked in with the class.
No.
And at the end, bruh, she blew my mind. She's talking about Fight Club and this and that, and she's asking me questions, right? And I'm sitting there, just answering her questions.
Okay.
And then almost mindlessly, I'm answering the questions, but I'm engaged. I'm engaged. But she's asking me, and I'm kind of like thinking I'm knowing where she's going, like just conversation. And then I know where she's just like, "Oh wait, no, it wasn't Fight Club. I'm sorry. Was it Fight Club?
What was it? Jekyll and Hyde?
Wait, Fight Club. Yes, it was Fight Club. She did. Oh my God, she's like insane. She did this twice actually during this year because she did it once for Fight Club and once for Jekyll and Hyde. I don't remember the Jekyll and Hyde one.
I
If I
remember. I
remember.
remember. See, it's your story, but I remember that it was Jekyll and Hyde because I remember when you told me the story for the 15th time.
There's two stories, man. This one specifically is Fight Club. Specifically.
Mm-hmm.
The Jekyll and Hyde one, I don't know, I'm gonna have to remember it at some point. But the Fight Club one where she was asking me these questions and eventually she was like, "Yeah, so it's a love story."
Fight Club or Jekyll and Hyde?
Fight Club. What? What?
That's not my interpretation of it, but I can respect that.
No, but I'm saying like this is like fresh to me as like being able to interpret something in a different
Do you
way.
want to hear? Do you know my
Like in a vastly
interpretation of
different
Fight
way.
Club?
No, I want you to shut up.
Damn, bro. What the
Facts.
fuck?
Let me finish.
Finish,
Look at this
finish.
guy,
My
man.
bad, y'all. I'm excited. I love Fight Club.
It's phenomenal. This one, Fight Club, the Jekyll and Hyde one will come eventually. But the Fight Club one, when she said that, I was like, what? And I was starstruck. And from then on, I mean, from that whole class on, I kind of like found what was what I was saying earlier, just the parallels, bro. Like, if you look at an artist's color is a writer's metaphor. If you look at an artist's form and line and shape is a writer's structure and their how they use alliteration and their word choice. It's like you find all these things within art and creativity, right? I mean, I refer to them as the parallels of creativity because they apply across all spectrums. But it's what Tomas was saying is like when you go ahead and you try out this and you try out that, some of it just may resonate or stick and broaden your spectrum. Because again, I am a very visual person, but the vast majority of the ideas that I come up with, I'm writing them down. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I really, really, really love writing in general, right? My mental process for creativity, me personally, right? Everybody has their own, is I'll come up with an idea, I'll have a concept, and then I'll start looking for illusions and how I can have references and how I can have a metaphor. I love metaphors, by the way, love them. One of my favorite literary elements in existence. But it's exactly what Tomas was saying, and that kind of was what I was opened up to in that class. And then during college, I had this I had this class, and I wouldn't do Jack. I was going through a huge like creative block. Like
Is
I
this when
couldn't.
you were
Yeah.
watching the Runaways?
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
was going through a huge creative block, and it was this like this regular ass prereq like humanities like art class like art 10 1101 or something like that, whatever. And I'm sitting there, and then she shows this fully monochromatic painting, and this was like within the first week of school, and it might have been the first day of school, and she shows this monochromatic painting, and she's given like the backstory of the artist. Like he used to paint a lot of plain esque paintings and stuff like that, pre-plane era. Um,
What?
yeah,
Like before
like
planes
before
existed?
planes. Yeah, insane.
That's like some Egyptian, like the hieroglyphs have helicopters on them type.
Like crazy work.
Damn.
And so, and of course, I mean, the painting depicted that a little, and I saw that and I was like, yo, that's like beautiful. And I really love like I don't know, the monochromatic just sat with me. So then I went in and for the rest of that semester, Sorry, teach professor. I don't even remember your name. You're phenomenal. But I sat in the back of class and I just studied fashion and painting. So like the majority of visual, like color theory and shape and line and form and like all the specifics, contour lines and like um unbalanced or asymmetrical balance and all that type of stuff. I learned it through painting, but I never actually painted myself. You know what I mean?
Or do you want to get into painting more? Or
Uh, nah, we'll save that one because again, I never really painted. I just studied
no, no,
the
I'm not
visuals
asking
of
on the
painting.
pod. I'm asking in your life. Do you want to start painting
Oh,
more?
I think one day I'm gonna try it 100%. Am I gonna love it? I don't know.
I think you will.
I'm interested
You will.
because I mean I already like graffiti,
That's why I was
right?
like,
So like yes, I do think I would like it. The only problem with me is, and this is the thing with drawing too, is like, bro, some people be sketching, or not even sketching, but like they'll sketch real quick and then be like, I'm gonna get some done. Yo, they're sitting there like I don't know, 14 by 14-inch piece of paper, 7 hours to get a drawing done, and that's fine. That's fine, right? 20 hours to get a painting done. That's fine. Right now, where I'm at, I would not do that. But I will
yeah.
say though, for the vast majority of stuff that I do want to try, it's probably going to be a little bit later when I have the facilities, the funds, the time, all that type of stuff to kind of like get everything done. But yeah, one day I definitely want to
So
try out painting.
when it comes to painting, I don't have 20 hours a week to just paint. So I like to paint small stuff or simple stuff. If I'm going complicated, I want to do something cool. I'm gonna go small.
That's the problem with me, man. I'm a very like,
You want to go big and like,
yeah, man,
uh,
like that's the reason you don't see me like physically get after stuff a lot of the time because it's like, yo, if I'm not gonna like take this and run at a billion miles per hour with it and just take it all the way, I'm not gonna put anything into it, man. You know what I mean? It's just like
my bad.
not how I operate a lot of the time because then it just feels discouraging at that point. You know
What
what I
does
mean?
the fact that it's like kind of small?
It's like small and it's not really what I want to do, which right leads me back to the other aspect of like being a multifaceted artist is like I feel like that not only does it can it mean so many things to different people, but it's like, bro, so many people may not do it or may not want to do it just off of that alone. It's like for example, right? I've put so much time into this and I've become a master at this. It's like why would I then start over with something else? You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I personally I don't see it like that. I think just learning about a different art form, like I said earlier, will improve your own art. It'll make you understand more things about yourself. You know?
No, I agree. I'm not saying I see it that way because I mean if that was the case, I wouldn't be trying to learn music and
Yeah.
I wouldn't like I mean I would like graffiti, but I wouldn't try to learn how to deal with all that.
I get the time aspect of it, but it really comes for me. It comes down to the fact of you just gotta put time into stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean
Like
that's
art,
true.
all art is a it's an
Yeah,
endeavor.
but my point there is like that's why I asked you, do you think it should be a point and a goal for vast majority of artists to pursue being a multifaceted
Yes,
artist? You know what I
yes,
mean?
100%.
Because my thing is like I respect those who do, and the vast majority of the artists that I look up at here, I'll get real locked in, real personal. I was like nervous and like honestly a little worried getting into music to the point where like I put up a lot of mental blockades to even get into it because my thing was like I love this. I would really like to get good at it and enjoy it and all this stuff, but it's like, yo, if I'm not gonna like if I don't have the intentions to just go full throttle with it, I'm not gonna do it, right?
You
And
know,
so then my thing with that was, I was like, I don't know. One, I don't know if I can, right? Like, because again, like I was telling Tomas a while back, for me, I have a very fortunately, right, and I've always been this way. I have a very strong imagination and I've put a lot of time into my creative process and I've put a lot of time into studying visual arts and fashion and all that type of stuff. So it's like I kind of have all my stuff like cemented, you know what I mean? And so for me to start music, I was like I don't know if this is just gonna be something for me. And then I started, and it's like, yo, this is a whole different world because I would see these interviews of like Metro Boomin and like, which is a crazy example considering who I listen to most of the time. I don't listen to a ton of Metro, but I respect the hell out of them. Um, and it's like these guys are talking about like I see it and I feel the music, and it's like me having a strong imagination. That's how I feel about what I do, but music was never really like that for me.
Like
So then I,
clothes.
yeah. So
Okay.
then I started being like kind of negatively reinforcing the idea of like, oh well, I mean, because at first it was positive, right? I was like, yo, why can't I? You know what I mean? If like all my icons are doing like fashion and artists, which I mean, they started off as music artists and rappers like Pharrell and Tyler, but they ended up doing fashion, right? And so at first I was like, yo, why couldn't I? Right? But then I was like, these guys have like 20 years on me and like this and that and the third, so I shouldn't even I should just wait, you know what I mean? And if it comes up, it comes up. But I was like, I mean, obviously that didn't happen.
No, yeah.
Obviously, right? But
Derek
it's
made
like,
Derek made the intro song as
yeah,
usual.
yes. And I'm working on more. I'm working on more. But it's like that's why I, sat down and thought about this because like I understand if someone gets so good at something and loves something so much that that's just all they do. But at the same time, being a multifaceted artist is like not only such a huge like asset, right? Not that art should be viewed as an asset, but it is a very good skill to have, right? They're all high skill
It is an asset.
activities.
It is an asset.
No, of course,
It's a component of your life.
absolutely,
100%.
right? You're a more skilled human being, and that's great.
Yeah.
Um, but also, I do agree. I agree and disagree because I agree that like in my example and your example, we've both traversed multiple different mediums to kind of get to where we're at and find what we like doing. But I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea of like someone who's just gonna lock in and become a master of this. It's like if I would have stayed just stuck with fashion and like of course right studied the arts, but just stuck with it and I was just a master of it, it's like, and that's all I wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily that I couldn't go in and be a painter, or I couldn't go in and be this or that and do this and that, right? But I just wanted to stick to fashion. And if I hear someone say that, I'm not necessarily gonna be like, yo, I think you should go pursue something else. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't want to force anyone to do anything that they're not going to do on their own.
Of course.
But to a degree, I think it's always a benefit to
Okay.
explore different art forms. Like, have you learned more about your clothes by making music?
Yes, actually, yes.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what
Yeah.
I'm preaching. That's what I've
Yeah.
been saying.
Yeah. That is something I definitely do agree with. I would definitely like urge people to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like I feel like it's a different type of respect for me because if I look at someone like it's actually tough to think because there's so many Rick Owens, right? Now, although I rock with Rick Owens, right? And I do like a lot of his clothes,
I rock with Rick Owens too.
but personally, I wouldn't wear a decent amount of his stuff. But it's like I can sit here and I'm like, yo, that's Rick Owens, bro, and he's a heavy hitter, and I have the utmost respect for things like that. And then I look at someone like maybe Pharrell, where it's like he's a creative director and a musician. It's like I also have the utmost respect for that, but it's a different type of respect. You know what I mean?
What do you
Because
mean?
it's like because I mean, look at it, right? Let me put it to you this way: if you look at someone who has four like a nose piercing, maybe a lip piercing, and maybe some ear piercings, right? Like not too many face piercings, but
Yeah.
like enough to where you're like, yo, that person's like pierced up, right? And then they got like maybe a sleeve and maybe like a couple tattoos on like their leg and their other arm, whatever. Versus like you're like, yo, like they are into body modification. I think that looks dope, and I respect that. Versus someone who's fully tatted up or fully pierced up, they just went one way or the other, fully. That's a different type of respect.
Like the this might be an extreme example, but the dude that turned into a dragon, like his nose off,
Oh, see,
split tongue,
that's a little different
black
because he
eyes.
has tons of different body modifications.
No,
I'm
he
talking
looks like an
about
alien, the alien
no,
guy.
I
Yeah,
know
yeah,
who you're
yeah.
talking about. I know who you're talking about. But I'm talking about like someone who's gone directly in one way. For example, I only have earrings, right? I used to have a
Yeah.
nose piercing, not anymore, whatever. I only have earrings. I intend to get fully covered, right? Versus someone who maybe doesn't have any tattoos, but their face is like
Hella pierced.
pierced.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different level, different not level, but different type of respect you have for the fully tatted person and the fully pierced person versus someone who has a little bit of both or a lot of both. You know what I mean? So it's like that's kind of how I see it because you look at Rick Owens and you're like, that's Rick. Like immediately you're like, yeah, fashion
he has a
shows,
very unique aura,
clothing,
you
you
know.
know, the hair. It's like he's iconic and he's just iconic for that. Whereas you look at Tyler and you're like, yo, this guy literally checks off every box. You know what I mean? But see, the difference there is because someone can go ahead and say, you can go ahead and say, yo, I like Tyler's clothing more than Rick Owens, but everyone is gonna recognize that the intention and the heart and like the blood, sweat, and tears that's put into the clothing, it's gonna be Rick Owens every day. You know
I
what I mean?
think
It's very easy to recognize
mhm.
that level of just focus, drive, and just passion, like to one designated thing. You know
Like
what I mean?
also as a person, Rick Owens carries himself in a very specific way compared to like
Of
Tyler and
course.
all them. Tyler, not to say Tyler doesn't have aura. Tyler has aura. It's just like Rick Owens doesn't feel like a person sometimes. You know what I mean?
And that
He
could
feels
also play a part. That could absolutely play a part. I mean, think about it, right? If you look at the person who again is fully covered in tattoos, they feel almost
ethereal.
unattached. Yeah,
Yeah.
you feel almost unattached as a human to them. You know what I mean? Because they've gone so deep, at least right in this world that we're living in right
Yeah.
now, because they've gone so deep with the tattoos. You know what I mean? Rick Owens has gone so deep into this one thing that he's so obsessed with that it's like that's just what it
He's also
is.
a weird individual.
He's a weird individual.
But
That's dope
in a
about him. I
good
like
way, in a
that.
good way, in a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
way.
yeah, I
Well,
like
except for
that.
like the horse stuff.
The horse.
The
I'm just gonna assume you're not talking about what I think you're talking about.
Oh,
Um,
I'm probably talking about
you're probably talking about
exactly
it.
what I think.
I'm so uninterested. I didn't even look into that.
Yeah.
The toes on fans thing. That was interesting. You know, but
That wait,
again,
wait, that's you're talking about. I don't want to hear about the horse thing, but I want to hear about the.
no, I don't want to hear about none of it.
Okay.
I'm saying like all that like I'm good
Okay.
off of.
No, but the horse thing was art.
Oh, maybe you're not talking about
He
what I'm
made a
talking about
YouTube.
then.
He made a YouTube video where it was kind of like pretending that he was getting fucked by a horse.
Okay, I heard about something like that. I didn't go deeper into it.
Yeah.
See, like I don't. I mean, maybe it had some
Also, one
artistic.
of his first fashion, like one of the first designs he ever made, was a horsetail butt plug or a horsetail belt butt plug thing. He's really like I'm saying he's a weird guy, and that plays a part into the way that a lot of people view him. That plays a part into the kind of he's kind of ethereal. You know what I mean? He doesn't feel like a real person sometimes.
Yeah,
No glaze,
yeah,
no glaze. Like you'll see him and you're like, that's Rick Owens. You know,
yeah. And you know immediately exactly what he stands for.
like it's hard to put yourself in Rick Owens' mind.
Yes,
But
that's a good way to put
someone
it.
like Tyler, it's easier to put yourself because he's a guy. He's a normal person. Like you'll see him do interviews and it's like that's Tyler. You could meet him and talk to him and all that.
Not
I feel like
necessarily.
if I met Rick Owens, I'm not gonna talk to Rick Owens.
No, I think I talked. I mean,
No, I'll try to talk to him.
if you look at his interviews,
Yeah,
I think. I mean, I don't see him as like necessarily a higher, like spiritually higher being or nothing. But I
that's
mean,
not what I'm saying.
no.
That's not what I'm saying.
I get
Yeah,
what you mean.
like an
I
alien.
just don't. I agree aesthetically and like his image. But I mean, I've seen interviews of him, and he seems like a genuine, you know, guy. That I don't really match with.
What do you mean by a genuine guy?
Like,
Like,
have you seen him talk about like fitness and stuff like that? It's like
yes.
I feel like I can walk up to him, shake his hand, be like, "Yo, yeah, I like your stuff," and he would just greet me and
Oh,
respond
I'm not.
like a
I'm not
human.
saying
You know, like
no.
I
I'm not
appreciate you.
saying
You
that.
know.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that he's like a dick or anything. I'm saying if you met him, you'll talk to him, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like it's hard to really get in his mind in comparison to
Oh
a
no,
lot of other
absolutely,
people.
absolutely.
Because
I think that goes with most artists, and I mean, I'll be as direct as humanly possible here. I am delusional. You're delusional. Like most artists are crazy, delusional, weird people. It's
I think
like we're so like obsessed
okay,
with the
hold on.
idiosyncratic like details of everything.
Because the example that I'm saying specifically, right? Tyler's a weird guy,
Yes.
but Tyler also talks a lot about himself. talks a lot about his process. Talks a lot about Rick.
Yes, okay, he's
Rick
more
Owens.
open.
Rick Owens isn't as open, and his specific kind of image he puts out and all that kind of stuff kind of makes him less approachable.
Like relatable,
It's
approachable
hard
type
to,
deal.
it's harder to relate to Rick Owens than Tyler. I mean Tyler, he doesn't have a dad. A lot of people don't have dads. You can relate to that struggle. You know what I mean?
So it's
He's
more so of like having information on the person, you
yeah,
mean?
it's crazy because Rick Owens and Tyler are both gay, but like Tyler being gay is relatable. Rick Owens, I don't think no one relates to him being gay. Like I've seen gay people talk about like I relate to Tyler, right? I never heard no gay person talk about I relate to Rick
It just depends
Owens.
on exactly how you're saying, like their image. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like
It's like Tyler, and I mean inherently, right? And it depends on how you go about it. But inherently, Tyler's art is more immediately like digestibly vulnerable.
yeah, like again
Like he's talking to
on
you
that.
through on these beats that he makes, that he himself
Mm,
makes, which makes it even more, you know, close in a way. You know what I mean?
the way I see it, let me think about this. Let me explain it like this. You hear a lot of people being like, I can relate to Igor, I can relate to um, Flower Boy. A lot of gay
Mm-hmm.
people talking about that struggle, right? I ain't never heard a gay person talk about some. Yeah, Rick Owens. That's what. And it's a part of what he does. He talks about it, and you still never hear anyone relating to him about it because
Yeah.
he's just not a relatable guy.
I mean, that's also just how he puts himself out though.
That's what I'm saying.
He is also just like you're saying, just a different, unique type of
He
guy.
kind
You
of
know what I
feels like
mean?
an alien. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
Like you could be just like him, right? In the sense of you could be someone who grew up in the same area he grew up in. You could be gay. You could be hella into fashion. You could be all this stuff, and you still won't relate to him. On a
Yeah.
real note.
And I mean, that's just see, that's what I love you bring that up. That is one of my favorite things
Oh my god.
about art in general and the individuality about it. And this is something that I realized in high school, man. Another story time, right? I love slang in general, but one of my favorite words is swag, right? It means a lot to me. Um, I'm sitting in the same building, not the same class. I think this was the year of or the year
What
prior.
year did you say? I didn't hear that part.
Huh?
What year did you say?
I think this was either the same year, senior year, or maybe junior year. No, I think this
June,
actually might have been senior year as well.
senior year. Okay.
So
Enlightening time for you.
yes, very, very, very
Enlightening
enlightening
time.
time. I have plenty more stories about even that
I think
class
freshman
alone.
college year was enlightening for me.
Man, I
Yeah.
had even I'll save that story for another time.
All right,
But
save it,
this
save it,
one,
save it.
I'm sitting, I'm sitting, and I'm just looking out the window. I tend to look out the window a lot, man. Even now, like I was sitting in class this morning, looking out the window, um, and one of my boys is walking outside. He's late to class or whatever, and I see him through the window, and his fit wasn't even necessarily bad. It was just average. You know, he's going to school, jeans, jacket, right? But it's like it looked clean, and I was like, man, why is it that like the outfit felt, you know what I mean, like on him felt worse than it looked? Because I was thinking to myself, I was like, it didn't even look bad, and I realized like it was how he was walking. No diss, right? But
Whoa, whoa.
right.
That's
So
kind of crazy.
just hear me out. Just hear me out, right? I realized that day that like I really realized what people mean by it really matters how you carry yourself. You know what I mean? Because I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, if he would have like walked, and obviously this is opinionated, right? But if he would have walked with a little more swagger, you know, a little more, like a little loose, he was a little stiff, you know, it would have made it look better. And so that day, I also realized like what swag was, like what individuality really is, and that's like one of my favorite parts of art and fashion, bro. Because Rick Owens manages his brand and these runways in his own type of way. And I guarantee you, right, just like any other artist, he likes what he puts out. Like I think we
Well, yeah.
forget.
I don't. He wouldn't put it out if he didn't like it.
That's no, I
Yeah.
know, and it seems so obvious. But I
Yeah.
feel like that's something that people don't think about, don't realize because it seems like a given, but it's like each collection, and with fashion again, it is a little more distant because this is fabric, this is like a piece of clothing,
Yeah.
but you're getting a peek into their world. You know what I mean? Like Rick Owens likes this
Okay.
stuff, and like you're saying, you could be the same person, right? You can be not the same person, right? But you can be his neighbor, right? You could have worked the jobs that he's worked because he started his brand when he was I think 30 or 31 or something like
Yeah, he
that, a
was he
little
was
older,
older.
and you could have gone through the exact same walks of life as him, And just because your personality is different and you carry yourself differently and your swag is different, you could make the brand completely different. To Pimp a Butterfly could have had a different name. It could have had a different album cover. It could have had different beats. But as long as the quality was there and
The messages,
the message was there
themes,
and the
yeah.
delivery was good, T-Pab still could have and would have been one of the greatest rap albums of all time. And it
Like
could have been packaged differently. You know what I mean?
name don't matter to an extent.
I'm a very big right for commercial reasons. Names matter, of course,
Names
whatever.
matter. Album covers matter.
But
Album covers matter because album covers are their own art form.
yes, and
But
it
the only
accentuates the project.
and I think when it comes to quality, it really comes down to that sound, the themes, and the messages.
Of course.
Because that's the music of it.
Yeah.
That's the music of it. But real quick, I like how you were talking about some you can't relate to him, and you start talking about some neighbor work. I went straight to gay. You're gay. You can't relate to Rick Owens.
Because he has a lady.
No, but he's gay.
But he has
He has a lady.
yes.
I thought he had a husband.
No. Tyler the Creator also said that, but he's bi. Yeah.
Rick Owens is bi.
Yeah.
And his wife, a lady.
Yeah.
He's had a husband.
Nope.
Oh wow. I'm down on my Rick Owens knowledge.
The guy's not locked in.
I'm not out there on my Rick Owens knowledge.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like you could have gone through all that, and your brand could not be. And right, Rick Owens also has some pieces where it's color, but your brand could not be
He's mainly
majorly,
monochrome.
predominantly, yeah, monochrome, black and grays and whites and these earthy tones. You know what I mean?
His
I think
silhouettes are
that's something
also.
that isn't
I think what changes.
super unique.
What I love about Rick Owens compared to some other brands, which is going to be a segue to our next topic, because it's 310.
Yes, yes, they just
310,
dropped.
Bad Sin drop.
Bad Sun drop.
But
We're
right
gonna
before we
about
talk
it.
about that, I want to segue. So I think what's really cool about Rick Owens is most brands they'll change when they do a new drop. They change a lot of stuff about their new clothes. They'll change their colors. They'll change their silhouettes. They'll do all this kind of stuff, right? With Rick Owens, you always know you're gonna get
You
the same
always,
colors.
always.
What changes between one Rick Owens drop and another drop is always gonna be the same thing. The silhouettes.
Yeah.
The silhouettes is always so you know. I love black. I love gray. I love white. I like darker browns. I like darker. Rick Owens is gonna make something I like, and I can
Yeah.
just get a bunch of different silhouettes to match what I like. Meanwhile, Bad Sun, getting into them, they drop a lot of similar silhouettes, different colors,
Yes.
different
Yes.
designs, and that segues to. We're filming this on what day is it today? The 15th.
I think so. Yeah. Let me check.
October 15th.
Yeah.
And it's 3:11 right now, so that means
11 minutes ago.
Bad Sin dropped 11 minutes ago.
11 minutes ago.
Let's discuss Bad Sin.
1 second. Just want to say this to officially wrap up the last segment. Shout out all the multifaceted artists.
Shout out Rick Owens and shout out Rick Owens'
man.
wife, man. I didn't know you existed. I didn't know you existed, but you're probably a cool person. Shout out.
He's dope, man.
But Bad Sin, man. Oh, I've never gotten anything from Bad Sin. I've been this close to getting stuff from them.
I have 2 pieces from them, and I'm contemplating copying a third, but I'm really broke.
I've had like 5 things in my cart and never actually got them.
It happens.
There was a pair of jeans I wanted to get, and then this guy got them first, and I don't want to own the same. So that pissed me the hell off. I almost got the blue jacket, the zip up.
Oh,
but
that freaking track. Oh my god,
yeah,
beautiful.
The black white track. I almost
beautiful
got that
jacket,
one.
Man.
I think I'm gonna get the jeans from this drop.
I don't know, man. I really love their multi-paneled yellow. I forget what the typical name was. I think it was like lemon or
Excuse
something.
me, y'all.
But the lemon and the orca. I'm not gonna say lemon. I don't remember if it's lemon
I
exactly.
think I'm gonna get the orca.
But the yellow and the orca, man. Oh my god, beautiful. Multi panel jackets. They look like they have their classic signature padding in the shoulders, which I really enjoy.
Oh, hold on.
You good? Guy's in
My
pain,
bad,
man. He's
my
an
bad.
old man.
No. You know how we taped up the whiteboard earlier? A piece of tape just got stuck in my leg hairs.
Hairy ass dude, man.
Hairy ass dude, bro. I'm hairy as hell.
But yeah, man,
That's
Bad
just
Sun.
2 episodes in a row where we say I'm a hairy ass motherfucker.
Because you are, man.
Is that like a thing? Like every episode?
It might be, man.
Gotta bring it up. Well, we just real quick, we tried to tape up the whiteboard, and it fell.
Twice.
So we had tape on the couch, and it just got stuck to my leg. Very painful. Ripped a bunch of hairs. I'm in pain right now.
Immense pain.
Immense pain. Back to Badson.
Yeah, man. Listen, I love what they're doing. I want to bring attention to the fact that they are based out of Utah.
They are? I didn't know that. I thought they were I think they were in England.
House of
Interesting.
Errors is in the
Well,
UK.
I mean, they're badson.us. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Badson.us based in the UK.
Based out of Utah, man.
No, based out of Utah. Very interesting. I don't like Utah.
Why?
I've been.
What? Oh, you've been to Utah.
I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere.
That's true. That's true.
So, but and not I don't mean everywhere in the US. I mean everywhere.
Yeah, this
Mr.
guy's literally
Worldwide.
been everywhere.
But
Every sea.
everywhere.
The all blue.
They call me Sanji. Nah, but they actually don't call me Sanji. Fuck
But yeah,
Sanji.
man, Bad Son, dude, based out of Utah. What the fuck is in Utah?
Mormons. Can't stand them.
Like that
That's kind of
is,
crazy, but it's true. I can't stand them.
I don't know. I don't know too much about Mormons, but I
I
guess
can't.
they're in Utah.
I don't like Utah. I don't like Utah as a state. I don't like Utah as a place. And it's crazy that one of my favorite clothing brands is based from Utah. Move,
Nah, man. That
move.
but that's the whole point though, dude.
Come to Florida. Listen,
What is
come to
in
Florida.
Utah, bro?
Come to Florida, and just hand deliver the clothes
To our
to my house.
residences.
To
Yeah.
my house. But where we film from? Shout out my crib. But on a note of Bad Son, more not them being based on Utah. Because why did you bring up them being based in Utah?
Because
Because I don't really
they
know.
are like you look at a lot of these brands, right? A lot of really good ones in the UK, New York, LA, even here in Florida. But it's like that really shows because if y'all, oh my God, if y'all go check out Bad Son, man, if y'all look at their lookbooks and all of their campaigns, they are shot beautifully. Again, in Utah. My point for being so heavy on that detail is like
Utah has good
you can
nature.
really you can, but they're not out in the
I know, but
nature
I'm
for
saying
some of
Utah.
them.
Utah. When I mean nature, I mean like my bad, not nature. They have good scenery in Utah.
No, but no, but like if you look at what they're doing, bro, it's like you can really more of an inspirational side, but like you really can't do anything
Anywhere,
anywhere,
as
bro.
long as it's all about your art. It's not.
And it's like they're so
Listen,
creative with it, man.
it's more about the art than it is about the place they were based. I didn't know they're based in Utah, and I honestly don't care that they're based in Utah. I just care about the jacket is hard.
It's hard,
The
man.
tank tops that they made were hard.
Hard, hard.
Their jeans are always amazing. Like, and now they're making boots.
Yeah, the boots are hard.
The $350 boots.
I mean, to be fair,
I mean, they're not like that overpriced.
I don't think they're overpriced. I don't think so. I have not seen a boot like that. I
Hmm.
think it's just as fair as like uh PDF's pricing,
PDF is pricing is crazy.
which we're also going to talk about.
I
I
think
love PDF.
I
I
think that's its
adore
own
PDF.
topic though. Pricing and
Absolutely.
fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. But
But
I adore PDF. But anyways, um
what are you getting from this new Batson drop?
man, I really like that the pullover jackets, man.
Pullover jackets.
Those are super hard. I really they had this wine colored bomber, super tough, similar to the one that I have from them. The one that I have is like this red and white checkered one. I forget.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
forget the
that
exact name
jacket.
of it. But that jacket that they had is super hard. The green oxygen jacket looks really dope. One
Mmm.
thing, okay, wait, one thing that I will say
All the
about
Oxford
Bad
jackets
Sun.
have been amazing.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
one thing that I will say about Bad Sun is their quality. That is the not that is the best quality jacket I have. Period.
The red one. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, I'll back that.
like so easily, so clear. Bad Sun's attention to detail, and if you look at their website, the jacket that I got specifically, it's supposed to fade over time as you use it. So not only are they thinking like, yo, this piece is nice, it's gonna be durable and
Mm.
it's gonna last. It's gonna like live with you, man. Like this is not just some piece of clothing. That's not all it is.
It could
You
be
know what
your
I mean?
jacket that you wear for 30 years.
Like this exactly. This is like part of you, man. And that's something that I really do love is like as as like anonymous as like Bad Sun can be sometimes with their like real like the mystique that they have built around them. It's like they keep like they I love how they show bits of personality through them being genuine and like genuine interests. Like dude, they had a remember that jacket that it was like the jacket had a bunch of speakers on it and it was in a studio with a wall of speakers super hard. It's like just certain things like that, their colors being really bright.
I'm
um
listening. Just toss me a water.
you want to toss your water?
Yeah, just I'm listening though. I just had to have a
But
drink.
yeah, man, it's like all types of stuff. I love how Bad Son directs their stuff. I love how they do it.
I've seen a good amount of. I haven't seen all of their video ads, but I've seen all of their posts, their photos that they make, and especially when they're gonna make a drop, like they do the black background with the floating clothes. I think that looks really nice,
So
and
dope.
the models that they always get people that really fit the clothes.
Yes.
I just love what they do in general. I'm gonna get the jeans personally.
You're gonna get them?
I'm gonna get the jeans,
I really want them.
and
I
I
don't
think
know.
I might get the Orca like zip
That
up.
one's tough, man.
That one's really nice.
That one's tough, man.
Bad Son, they could in another universe have PDF channel prices. That's the
In this
quality.
universe, absolutely. No, in this universe they could. They just haven't.
No, they don't. That's what I'm saying. In another universe, they could because they don't right now.
No, no,
But
no. That's what I'm saying.
you're
But
talking
like,
about in the future, they
if they
could.
wanted to,
Yeah,
they could do that shit today.
because that's their quality.
Yeah,
They are
absolutely.
PDF channel quality. They are
See, because
Balenciaga quality.
if you, I don't know if you knew, but part of the reason that PDF Channel not only is so known, but can charge those prices, because you know what it stands for?
No, what does PDF channel stand for? I don't know their
Project
messaging.
Dominico the F something. The designer, he designs personally for Drake.
Really? I didn't know that.
Personally for Drake. And he designed personally for Kendrick Lamar. Sorry. Um, Bad Son designed personally for Kendrick Lamar. So it's like these brands, they create really, really, really like tight partnerships and real tight relationships. So yeah, absolutely, Batson could start charging. Absolutely, absolutely.
I
I
mean,
mean,
in the quality they show, like for me,
yeah. I mean, there's Smino has Bad Son
they're
pieces.
higher quality than someone like Balenci.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't have
You've
anything
never had a Balenci
Balenciaga.
ever?
No.
I had one Balenci piece.
Oh, that was a T-shirt, bro.
That was a t-shirt, yeah.
That was a T-shirt,
That was a
bro.
t-shirt. But like the t-shirts that Bad Son has had, well, they haven't really have t-shirts. They have the tank tops.
But they just dropped. They drop a T.
They drop a tee?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't even see that
they
in the
dropped a
collection.
T with
Wow.
this
Is
collection.
that their first tee?
No, no,
No,
no, no,
I've
no,
never
no.
seen a Bad Son tee. I've only seen jackets, and the tank tops that they have.
No, yeah, yeah. I almost copped one of their tees from a couple collections ago, sometime last year.
I got more into Bad Son like 3 collections ago.
Yeah, so they're. By the way, speaking of collections from Bad Son,
I got into Bad Son like a year ago ish.
speaking of
Yeah,
collections from Bad Son, there are which is I really enjoy, which I don't see very often with a lot of bigger name brands or just brands in general, really. The Oxygen, I'll call it a series almost because
at this
this has
point,
been their
pink,
thing.
pink zip up, blue zip up, green zip up. Yeah,
Yeah, I
100%.
really, really, really love creating identity over a very like extended amount of time for not the brand itself necessarily, but for a piece of the brand. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
100%.
like if you talk about Bad Son, you're gonna talk about the Oxygen collections, like yes or yes. That is a no brainer. That's never ever gonna be off the table,
Every
right?
single drop since I got into Bad Son has had an Oxygen zip up in it.
Yeah, they're like
And
their iconic
weren't the tank
padding, their
tops?
iconic.
Weren't
I
the
don't
tank
even know what
tops
to call it.
Oxygen too, or no? Because the tank tops had like the little bubbles on them that the Oxygen
I'm
collection
pretty
has.
sure. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure they were too. Like they've done a lot with that, and I think all of the pieces have been nice. You
Absolutely.
could 100%. I could see someone wearing. Usually, when you see multicolored clothes, it'll be like the black one, the blue one, the red one, are way better than the purple one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with Bad Son, I could see someone wearing the green one and pulling that off perfectly. I can see someone wearing the pink one and pulling that off perfectly.
The
The
integrity of
blue
every
one, all of
piece
them.
is just so well done. Like those are beautifully structured. I think even the paneled hoodies that we're thinking about buying, I think those also I couldn't really tell, but with the Orca one and also the yellow one, I saw it looks like they have padding in them.
Which
It looks like it. Yeah. So let me tell you, the integrity, The durability, bless you, the durability of everything. Bad Sun really brings to the table things that are, yes, they are sought after with a lot of brands, but they really go for that industrial type of look, but it doesn't stop at just the look. That's the feel, that's the make, that's the structure. It's durable, it's gonna live
Have you
with
seen
you,
the
you know what
face
I mean?
paint that the models wear when the? It really does feel industrial.
Which one specifically?
I remember with the Itadori looking jacket they had a few collections ago, black with the red hoodie.
Oh yes, yes,
The
yes, yes, yes.
models,
That
if
one was
if I'm
fire.
not remembering, if I'm remembering correctly, the models had a face paint on,
I think they did. I think they might have,
and
yeah.
it did actually really give that industrial look to it.
Yeah, man. That's something that Bad Son like really, really, really leans into, and I really appreciate that because I mean, most of the time, like you brought up, like for example, Balenciaga, it's like you look at all these things and it's like,
The cum shoes,
okay, that's insane.
that was insane. Balenci misses sometimes.
I mean, brands miss. I haven't seen Bad Son
I
miss,
haven't seen Bad Sun
but
miss. I haven't seen Bad Sun miss. I haven't seen Kid Super miss.
nah,
I
Kid
haven't seen
Super.
Kid Super. Bro,
Kid
the
Super had it.
Ronaldinho collection.
I'm not even gonna. You know what? I will. I'll glaze Kid Super to the day I die, man. That man's a legend. You know he has a record label, right?
I know he had a record label now. Did you peep the Ronaldinho collection though?
Absolutely. That was one of the first collections I saw.
It's one of my favorite collections
Like I
I've
was
seen.
there when
Mhm.
he was rolling it out.
It was one of my
Yeah,
favorite collections I've seen in fashion in a long time.
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful,
Beautiful.
and the fact that he had Ronaldinho on the runway, man,
Yeah.
what a great guy. I love some Kid Super,
Yeah,
but
man.
I've never seen Kid Super miss. I haven't seen PDF Channel miss. I know some people say, oh, they have like, I don't
Their
like these
concrete
pants.
collection was so hard. By the way, I mean it should go as a no-brainer. They had the collection and they're with Drake. Yes, they also custom designed for the concrete and Yachty and
Yeah,
obviously.
but I've seen people talk about something like, oh, uh, PDF Channel, I don't like this boots. I don't like these jorts that they made. I don't like this. I think they're more controversial. Like if you show a lot of people that really don't fuck with high fashion, they really won't
Oh
like
yeah. Yeah,
PDF
yeah,
Channel a
yeah.
lot. But for me, someone who loves high fashion, I think PDF Channel. I haven't seen them miss.
And the way they incorporate like because a lot of their stuff is similar to Bad Sun in the sense of like the aesthetic.
Oh, they're very abstract.
Yeah, and in terms of like they have some stuff that's very rustic. Even in their website, the coloring and how they
Um,
dress their models, some of the stuff comes off very rustic, very like
their colors are
uh
like purple, beige. Yeah,
wildland, like all that type of stuff. I adore that, man.
yeah.
I love, love, love that. I'd have to agree though. I think PDF channel, by the way, since you brought up the boots,
Love the boots on
the
PDF
bat
Channel.
the Batson boots look phenomenal. I really
Mhm.
like them, but the PDF channel shoes and boots
They're so good. They're so good.
they took when they first job. I forget when they first jobbed. I couldn't tell you, but they're a grail of mine. Those are some of my favorite pieces of footwear of all time. Period. Period. The custom ones that they made for Drizzy. Oh my! The white and blue, and then another one. I think it was white and blue and white and pink. Bro, stop, stop, stop. He went stupid. He uh Project Domenico Formichetti. That's what it's called. That's what it stands for.
Oh yeah, we got
The
back to that.
Yes, the designer. He hand not only hand designs a lot of his stuff, but he'll be in there like airbrushing stuff. So
Really,
it's like it's not just
like
like
McGowan's.
yeah, like they're like he's not just in there telling them what to do, and all that stuff, which I think is also very cool. Like behind the scenes, same with House of Errors. They also I think the is it Fluffy Fluffy his Instagram,
House
the
of Errors has
designer
never missed either, by the way.
never ever missed.
Never ever missed.
Um,
To be fair, they haven't dropped a lot in their history, but
I mean these are all fairly young brands,
yeah,
yeah, but he also goes in and they all have those like behind the scenes, whereas Bad Sun has built a slightly higher mystique, at least for me, because you don't get as much of that. It's like all very to the point. It's all very polished, you know what I mean, and it's all very picture worthy, if you
Badson.
will. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Not that
I mean,
PDF
hold
and
on.
House of Errors doesn't go in that direction too, but they also, since the designers themselves also have their own Instagrams and they promote their stuff and they have the behind the scenes. Whereas Bad Sun is just Bad Sun, and that's what you're gonna get.
You know one thing about Badson I really like compared to PDF channel? Not every single PDF channel piece can go with every single PDF channel piece.
Okay.
Some of them are made to specifically go with other things, which a lot of brands do that, right? The one thing I love about Badson is almost any Badson piece can go with another Badson piece.
Yeah.
They all
Yeah.
they all work together perfectly. Like it's hard to say these jeans don't go with this jacket. No, basically all of their jeans go with basically all their jackets. You can throw a tank top on under every single zip up. It's just they have a real identity.
They have a very
They
consistent,
have a
yeah,
real
very consistent
identity.
identity.
Like you
That's,
see a Badson piece and you know it's
you
a
know, it's
Badson
Bad
piece.
Sun. Yeah.
House of Airs kind of has it with the whole knitwear. You see a certain knitwear design and you know that's a House of Airs design.
Yeah.
And the only thing that breaks from that is their shirts, but their shirts have the big logo on it. So House of Airs is very identifiable,
Yes.
but Badson is identifiable without having to be like, oh, we're this specific
It's
material
like at a
or this
glance,
logo.
you know.
Just by the silhouette and the colors, boom,
Yeah, you've got
boom,
it.
you got it. PDF, on the other hand, you can walk around without people knowing it's PDF channel.
With some things, yes. With some
A
pieces,
lot of their things, because they just focus on making high fashion in in a certain, obviously,
yes, yes.
but the way they make their stuff is they make a lot of different variety of stuff, a lot of variety of designs, and that's how we end up with not all their pieces match with each other, and you can't always tell when something is specifically PDF channel.
Yeah. Which,
It's not a bad thing.
no, it's not a bad thing because, man, their last like fat runway show that they did, one of my favorite shows in the past. I don't even like, just purely the styling of everything, the pieces, the people that they had on there. They had a whole bunch of like huge influencers, and like it was just phenomenal, which is something that I do enjoy about PDF because I love consistency. Kid Super's very amazing, is amazing at that. You look at Bass and they're amazing at that. PDF, it's not that they're less consistent when it comes to quality or anything, but like Tomas was saying, it's like they do have a slightly broader range of where they tap into,
Yeah,
but they use that so well. They don't let it poke holes into their identity. They don't let it make them
100,
seem
100.
inconsistent. They don't let it, right, make it seem like they're like doing this just out of this is trendy or this isn't. It's like this is just them really showcasing
They
like they did
really
in that
don't.
show.
They really don't follow trends.
No, no,
Never,
none of these guys do. It's like
never.
it really just showcases how broad and how far PDF can really go. Like in terms of like what they can make, what markets they can tap into, and what design choices they can really play with and still make it PDF at the end of the day. Like that's something that they do so well. Because on the flip side, right, if you look at Bad Sun, I could show someone Bad Sun's page and they could be like, oh well, it seems a little too consistent. Like they've stuck with the same pattern for the denim, and they keep playing around with the same ideas and packaging it in different ways, right? Which that could play against Bad Sun. For people like you and me, it doesn't. It
Yeah,
leans in their favor because we love them so much.
yeah.
But you know what I mean? I feel like it's real good, like that dichotomy of like two such heavy hitting brands, designers, and they're just in completely different lanes. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I could talk about this all day. Like
You can talk about this, like just fashion in general, or
no, I mean even this specifically,
like just
because
identity.
I feel like so many of these things is things that people don't really realize. You know what
People
I
people
mean?
are just like the fit hard.
The
The
fit
fit hard.
hard.
They don't talk about like brand identity often.
And it sucks because something being niche or people's niches is so popular today. You know what I mean? But then
Yeah.
people like now again, right? People are much quicker to accept than to ridicule nowadays. But when it comes to these things, people don't, I feel, give enough credit, to be honest, to brands like Bad Sun. You know what I mean? Where they keep in their own lane, but they have built like such an, like, to me, I don't know if y'all have or have not played Hollow Knight, but to me, the mystique around them is like they're in the void and they've built a castle out of that void, and all the light, like from the neighboring cities and towns and stuff like that, the little amount of light that is hitting on their castle has now shined up the whole void, and I think that's like where Badson is projected to go. I think if they keep going at this rate and they stay within themselves and they grow out and they stay locked in and keep building on these ideas,
I mean, I'll be buying Badson.
come on,
You'll be buying Badson.
like
I know, Nurbin will be buying Badson. He loves Badson. When we were in Japan, quick story about Badson. We were in Japan, we were on the train, and he's like, "Bro, Badson drops in like a certain amount of days." I was like, "Oh shit!" So we were literally on the train in Japan, reloading the page, waiting for them to come out.
hey, bro.
Like people love Badson. People who find out about Badson love it because it's not too. First of all, the prices aren't too crazy.
Yes, it's fairly affordable.
Fairly affordable.
Absolutely.
I mean, the most expensive things they have clothes wise is usually like in the 200 range to 300 range, which
Yeah,
is
200-300. Yeah.
some people that might be crazy.
Aside from their boots now, I mean, but that's like
To some people that might be crazy, but then you got to realize PDF's range is anywhere from 400 to like 700.
7, 8, 9, 1,000,
There's a few 1,000
2,000.
pieces
Yeah.
on House of Ayers has a few $1,000 pieces. Valenci's range is 1,000 to 2,000, like 1,000 to
Yeah.
5,000.
Minimum.
Minimum 1,000. Unless you're buying like a pair of socks for
The
400.
towels, the Balenci towels were like 9 something, 7 something.
Ridiculous on them. Now you can price clothes at that level
Yeah.
if it's at that quality. But Badson is at the quality where they could be charging 500 and they don't. So that automatically gives them just loyalty. People love
Props.
them because that
Loyalty, yes.
um
Yes.
they just don't miss. That gives them even more loyalty. And I think brand loyalty is so important in fashion.
Especially now.
Because in fashion, you have like a lot of people are embracing fast fashion. A lot of people are embracing like TikTok, all that kind of stuff. So if you have brand loyalty, you won't just fall to the wayside like the other brands that are just it's trendy right now. Let's buy this.
Yeah.
We talked about it in the Lost Tapes, the failed episode about Supreme versus something like a Balenci, where they were both in the hype beast era, but Supreme ain't doing the numbers they used to do. Balenci is doing better numbers than they used to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Balenci's in their prime.
Balenci's going stupid, man.
And for me, that's really because brand loyalty. Supreme's whole idea was we just expensive for real. Meanwhile, Balenci really has a look. They have a style. What is Balenci's predominant color?
Black.
Exactly. Black. And that goes back to Rick Owens. Rick Owens, you always know you need consistent colors, just different silhouettes. Supreme started off with a color, red, and then they kind of lost that identity, and then all their silhouettes were the same, and then they fell off. Balenci's always dropping new stuff, new silhouettes, and it all goes together. Most Balenci stuff go with each other. We're making fun of the cum shoes, but the cum shoes go with some Balenci sweats and a Balenci hoodie. Balenci has a real identity.
Yeah.
Supreme didn't, and that's what caused Supreme to not do the numbers it used to. Meanwhile, Balenci still in their prime. Still in their prime.
Yeah, Balenci's going crazy, man. Supreme is a weird one because they weren't ever really built on the idea of like we're going to be the Rick Owens. It's like, yo, we rock with skaters. We want to be a skater brand, and then that happened, and they started selling the crowbars and the bricks
Crowbars.
and all this type of stuff.
I think
And
that's when they lost the brand identity, though.
You think so?
Yeah, the crowbars, the bricks. That's not what people were there for. And then they attracted the new audience. The rice gums.
I mean, that is where a lot of skaters started,
Yeah.
backing off and all that type of stuff. That's fair.
And that's when you lose brand loyalty, and that's what will kill your brand if people aren't loyal. It's like a recent controversy. Do you want to talk about the Creations by Dav shipping controversy? It was a very small one.
It was small.
I think we should intro it by praising Dav as an artist.
I'm wearing his pants right now.
He's wearing Creation by Dav jorts right now. Creation by Dav makes amazing, amazing pants. I think he's an up and comer, a genuine up and comer.
Yeah.
Like he will, he will be at one point. He will be at that level. I think like kid super type. Like he'll get to that if he keeps
Yeah,
going
absolutely,
on where he's going.
absolutely.
But there's a recent like controversy, I guess you would call it. It was very very small, where his stuff was taking forever to ship, and if you went on his Instagram, his comments were just straight up like, "When is this gonna get here?
Yeah,
What's the
I
point of
mean
me buying this if it's gonna
to
take
be
7 months?"
fair,
You know?
context, right? Context. That was, and right, people rebuttal this by saying, well,
Yeah.
he had time, this and that. The terrorists were kind of like going into act at that time,
Yeah.
but regardless, right, this is does kind of play into like the loyalty of it, right, that Tomas was trying to mention here because the the clothing is great. The clothing is
Oh,
phenomenal.
people are gonna
We
keep buying
both
it.
bought from that collection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, there was some people upset for sure. You know what I mean?
There was
Wouldn't
a
be on
lot. There
him.
was a
He
good
might be.
amount of
Yeah.
people that were upset.
Yeah.
Like if you pull up his comments are just straight like hate. People talking about some why do you take so long to ship? Oh, I would want to get a refund because it took so long to ship, took so long to ship.
Yeah.
And
Which kind of sucks,
yeah, it does suck. But if he didn't have the loyalty of he's consistent, his stuff is always like
Quality.
quality. Even though the dye is actually falling off my chocolate runway denim, the dye is falling off. So the quality sometimes, but
Oh no.
it's
I'm
still.
not going back that. I'm not going to take it. I don't
I
know
can
about
bring
all
I can
that.
bring it into the room.
I mean, we'd have to see. I don't know.
I can show you later. Like it's just falling off a little bit, but his quality is usually pretty good, and because of that, I don't think he's gonna end up losing that much business, even though he had
No.
that shipping controversy.
Yeah. Which kind of sucks, man, because we all just love the fashion. We love the art of it, but it is significant, man. And that does come with staying in your own lane, right? Having that niche and just being like transparent with everything. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
if you hide behind, if you have a controversy like that, right, and you hide, you don't talk about it, which is what he was getting the most hate for at first. He was promoting a new drop, and people were talking about some. How are you gonna promote a new drop when the old drop hasn't even been delivered yet?
Mm-hmm.
And he was getting a good amount of hate for that. And I think if you're just transparent about stuff, people will give you more leeway, especially if you are respected, if you are someone who always brings the quality. So this is a small Dav might have messed up, but at
But I
the end,
mean, then again, he was keeping everybody up to date on everything.
that's what I'm saying. At the end of the
So
day, we support him.
yeah,
We
shout
support
out
his
Dad,
brand.
man.
Shout out Dav.
Dad really was like,
Well, unless something comes out about him, like crazy.
see, this guy always so negative, man.
I'm just saying. I'm
Always
just
so
saying
negative,
because
man.
I don't want to stamp my approval on something and like 10 years later find out he like murdered someone or something.
All right, bro. This ain't 10 years later, bro. Shout out Dav.
Shout out Dav
Dav,
right
I love your
now in
stuff, man.
2025.
Shout out Dav.
His brand is nice.
Shout out Dav today. Shout out Dav tomorrow. I love you.
Shout out Dav, man.
But yeah, man. It sucks, but on the flip side, it is absolutely amazing. Dav is speaking of Dav,
Yeah. You
he
think?
has kept a very consistent catalog. Have you seen the new jacket?
No, I haven't seen the newest drop.
Beautiful. It looks great. Dav is also super consistent.
Yeah.
Really, really,
And his
really, really
prices
like
are
his
fair.
stuff.
His
More
prices
than
are fair.
More than fair.
He's cheaper than Batson.
Yeah, more,
Now,
way more
does
than
he have
fair.
the quality of Batson? I wouldn't back that. I would not back that. I think his quality. But then again,
No.
Batson, we're talking about experience. We're talking about
No,
Dav
but
is up
also
and
just
coming.
no, but just like
Yeah.
the necessity that Batson has with their pieces.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, if you look at that jacket or you look at those jeans, it's like they can't be thin. They can't be light. Sorry, Dav.
You're what?
My Dav. I was into my Dav jeans, but I meant to say my Batson jeans are the heaviest thing in my closet. Heavier than well, maybe not my Timbs, but
Oh, yo,
those
Tim's
things are
bricks on your
heavy.
feet. Bricks on your
Like
feet.
those things are
Tim's.
heavy, and my Batson jeans are not as heavy, I don't think, but heavy. They heavy as hell. The jacket also heavy. Batson needs everything to be, again, looking at that and more industrial side of things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's gonna be heavy whether you like it or not, and that just Batson really, really, really getting into their bag. You know what I mean?
I think Batson. Well, Dav stuff isn't that heavy.
It's not supposed to be.
And I like that. His shit is so breathable. I'm gonna give a great example. When I was in Japan, we were in Osaka,
Mm-hmm.
and it was ridiculously hot. August in Osaka. For those who know, August, July, it's like 95 degrees, 100% humidity, right?
I would not know.
The Batson jeans were the Batson jeans. What am I talking about? The Dav jeans were by far the most breathable piece of clothing I wore that wasn't short. Like
Okay.
full pants, I wore full pants 3 times. Yeah, I'm cooked. And I wore these black suit pants, Jaded London.
It's not bad.
They were breathable because they were suit pants.
Yeah.
And then we got to my Jaded London jeans, not breathable at all. I was sweating like a motherfucker. And then I had the Dav jeans. First of all, the Dav jeans have little rips in them.
Yours does. Yes, yours
Let
does.
the
Yeah.
airflow flow. Secondly, they're not that heavy in the first place. So it was good in the heat. It's good in the cold. It's really, what's the word? Like adaptable.
Okay.
They're very
Okay.
adaptable jeans.
And they keep their structure very, very well.
You can wear them in Florida. We're in Florida right now, by the way, for those who don't know. You can wear them in Florida. You can wear them in Yellowstone, like I wore them. You can wear them anywhere. It really you can't wear them like super 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 cold.
They're versatile.
They're quite versatile, yeah.
They're
And
versatile.
about the silhouette, right now I'm wearing some jeans that Derrick made me. Shout out Derrick. And they don't stay as well as the Dav jeans. No hate on you, obviously.
Exactly.
But
Right.
but you made these contexts. These were jeans that you cut up and then
Like I got them from like a Goodwill, and Tomas had one. You know.
Yeah. So they were quickly made. They aren't like some crazy drop.
Yeah,
They're just
exactly.
like a personal little thing you made. So you could tell the silhouette don't hold as well as something like Dav's jeans, right?
Yeah, especially the newer ones. Like I copped from his very first collection. What did I cop from his very first? I think it was these jorts, or maybe it was the jeans, or maybe both.
I love the jorts, bro. I wish I had those jorts.
They look great. And these hold super well. They're thick. They feel real nice. Um, and so the first jeans that I got, not jorts, but the jeans that I got from Dav, they hold very well. They're very comfortable. The second ones that I got, which ones did I get? I have the tan ones and the dark blue ones,
Mm.
and those hold their structure a little bit more. Now, granted, right, the first jeans that I had, I've ran those into the ground. Those are my daily,
Okay,
Yeah.
but hold on. That shows improvement on quality.
Yes, absolutely. They do
That
feel
shows,
better.
bro. I keep like burping.
They're a little
I
less
drink a coffee.
breathable, but I think that is more than worth it for how good they look and how well they hold, and they're still comfortable, super comfortable.
Real quick, I took the coffee before this recording, so I keep like, I'm like burping, bro. It's not good. It's not good.
It's all right,
But
man. Happens.
whatever. What I was trying to say was, you could see the improvement in his brand. Like he's getting better
Within
every
a
drop.
year, man. Within a
And
year, it's insane.
I feel like it sounded like we were hating on him at first. I do want to just say, great brand, great designer.
Hundreds of dollars poured into that brand.
I think in the future we will be talking about him on the Badson PDF channel as long as he just keeps it up.
Absolutely.
And I love those jorts, man. I love
Can't
those
even
jorts.
jorts, man. They're phenomenal. Bro, by the way, his yellow tag,
It's really nice. It's
so
really
fire,
nice.
man.
I might wear
So
my
fire, man.
Dab jeans. A nice shoe
I love them, man.
just to show them off. But
These
yeah,
are fire. Favorite jorts I got. I got these and some.
my favorite jorts
Jaded
I
London
got
ones.
them from Zara. They're like purposely stained. I think you've seen them.
You showed me them. You showed me
Yeah,
them.
they're nice. They're long jorts. They're really nice. But
No.
off jorts real quick. I don't know why. I will say the jorts trend. I'm very happy the jorts trend happened, and now it's like dead. Oh, don't wear jorts. Bro, I'm still wearing jorts.
I haven't seen nobody say don't wear jorts.
I've seen that. Well, I've seen people say don't wear shirts. Just be shirtless. Like people will say don't wear anything. Like people on TikTok. Well, you'll scroll on TikTok and the first guy will be like, you know what's in right now? Suits.
Most of the time,
Next
it's
guy,
pretty clown.
don't wear suits. And the next guy will be like, you know what's in? Football jerseys. Next guy, don't wear football jerseys. Like,
yeah, we'll surely get into trends. Like it's almost like
fashion TikTok gotta be like top 3 most clown
hey, bro.
TikTok. It's so bad.
We'll leave that for another episode, man. But
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, man, Bad Son, PDF. Still so excited to see. 48 minutes ago, they dropped.
48 minutes ago. When this recording ends, the first thing we're doing is looking at that drop.
Is looking at that damn drop.
We might call Nurbin. Shout out Nurbin.
Shout out Nerby. Facts.
Great guy.
Fantastic guy. And I'm gonna cock block both of them from getting something again.
Nope.
I'm joking. I might not even get anything. I don't know, but I don't know. I think
I
I
think I'm gonna
will.
get something. I think I'm gonna
Damn,
get
you're gonna
something.
get the jeans though?
Maybe. Hey, viewers at home, donate to our Patreon so we could buy this.
Yes, donate more so we can buy
Let's
more.
open a Patreon before this episode comes out so we can buy the
So we
bags.
can buy more. Donate $100 each
Uh,
so we can go buy some more clothing.
join the $5 tier and you'll get me some jeans. That's what you'll get.
Yeah, facts.
Like,
Facts.
hey, but on a real note, I do want to shift over away from talking about specific brands, and I want to talk about specifically brand identity. Because
Okay.
we were like kind of talking about this is the identity of Badson, this is the identity of Rick Owen, this is the identity. I want to really talk to you about it. What do you think makes brand identity better or worse? Because there are certain brands where the identity is not what it should be. And there's other brands that you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. What to you makes or breaks brand identity?
I think, and funnily enough, I realized this fairly recently within the last 2 years. This is an episode full of story times, man. One
Story
more.
time.
Yes, yes. So I love music.
Yeah.
We love music. I love hip hop. We both do. But I for the longest, and even with streetwear, because again, I got into the whole fashion ordeal middle school, right around that hype beast, the Supreme crowbars, the Jordan ones, the Off White, all
This guy
that, right?
has a
The
Supreme
Yeezy.
brick.
I have 4 Supreme bricks.
10. He
I have a
built.
little dog house of Supreme
That's what I was
bricks.
about to say. He built a little doghouse of Supreme
Yep,
bricks,
yep.
and then he tagged his dog with like one of those like fire things.
Yes, I branded
Supreme
him.
on the
I
side of the dog. Yep,
My dog is
branded him.
branded Supreme.
Yep, Didan?
Yeah, he's branded Supreme. So
No,
basically,
the dog abuse.
huh?
That this is all alleged, by the way. This is
Alleged,
allegedly.
allegedly. We don't even know if my dog exists.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyways, um,
actually has a cat.
yeah, I do have a cat actually. Um, where was I?
You have a cat?
Brand identity. Brand identity.
Is that the identity of your brand? You have a cat?
Yeah, I have a cat. So I love hip hop, man, but for a while, I was I often said that like when someone would ask me about music or whatever, but I'll go music specifically here, and then I'll go into fashion. I for the longest said like my answer would sound something like, oh well, I kind of like a little bit of everything, but I mostly listen to rap. You know what I mean? Just to not say like hip hop is my favorite genre of rap, because at the time the
Yeah,
connotation
yeah.
behind rap was like, oh, you just like
You're just a
these
trend hopper.
guys talking about a bunch of nothing on these beats and all that, right? Especially like our generation is like mumble rap was huge and all that type of stuff. So I would stay away because I didn't want to get boxed in. I never liked the idea of being boxed in, right? And same with clothing. I intentionally branched out, which, right, of course, was fantastic. But I intentionally branched out and never really sat and told anyone, yeah, streetwear is kind of like where I
You
reside.
are
You know what I mean?
predominantly a streetwear guy, though, right?
Yes, right. And I'll get into that.
I mean, look at
Yeah,
the fit
Jersey.
right now.
Um, and so I didn't really realize up until like a year ago, 2 years ago, again in college. Um, I was going through life, right? And I was listening to Absol, man. Shout out Absol. And I forget 9 Mile, 9 Mile. Phenomenal song. Go check it out. Um, I was
You showed me
listening
that
to
song.
that. Yes, yes. I was listening to that, and I was getting into Absol, and I was listening to a lot of Dot at the time, and eventually I found out about, like, I got super like way deeper. I already knew about Griselda, but I got deeper into Griselda. Found out about Freddie. I learned out about all this cool hip hop, and it's like I got deeper into it, and I realized like it's cool to say like hip hop is my favorite. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
it's not that I ever had any shame about it, but it's like I just didn't like being boxed in. And same with streetwear. Now, granted, streetwear nowadays means different than when it did back in my day.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
Holy unk.
Yeah, so streetwear, I view streetwear differently, but streetwear and like all that type of style, you know what I mean, is is also, it's cool to say, yo, like that's what I like. You know what I
There's a
mean?
lot of people out there who are just straight up streetwear.
Yeah.
Jeans,
So
jerseys.
Don't get me wrong, like
Zip ups,
I
yeah.
love a whole bunch of different stuff, right? Like I like other types of music and fashion, but I realize that. And so what makes good brand identity to me is what makes someone unique is like being rooted in your opinions. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm extremely unapologetic. So that is something that I love to see when it comes to certain
So,
brands.
so you think brand identity, the most important part of it is being who you are,
Absolutely.
unapologetically?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like if there's like, and it's not even about having something. Sometimes it's the lack of something. You know what I mean? Like some brands, maybe it's not necessarily that they like. For example, Goyard has their Goyard print, right? Maybe a brand specifically, their thing is that they don't do prints.
You know,
Maybe that they don't do leather, that they don't do this or they don't do that. You know what I mean? Having your opinions, being rooted in them, being authentic, and being you unapologetically, man. That's what makes good brand
this is
identity.
this is about to be a really short topic because I actually the way you worded that was perfect. I agree exactly what you said. Like, look at the brands we talked about today. House of Airs. They literally have they're mainly knitwear and European culture centered. Like they have a lot of football stuff, very important in European culture. They have a lot of knitwear. Like they really have their identity. They are who they are, and they don't shift for trends.
Facts for
Badson,
nothing.
Badson has their oxygen collection, their industrial look. That's very much who they are. They don't shift. Dav has his tags. His
Yep.
tags are him.
Yep.
Um, Kid Super kind of does more stuff, but I feel like the thing that makes him him is his color choices.
I think it's his colors. I think it's his incorporation
He's
of
very like
painting as well.
very playful, very playful brand. Like he is. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He's very playful, very like
He has
it's
those
not
sort of
serious. It's like
yeah, he has those sort of elements, but also he's very, very like there's a lot of finesse to his pieces.
yeah, 100
You
percent.
know what I mean? There's absolutely, and I mean, we're not talking like we're talking generally, right? Because if you
Yeah.
really get into Kid Super, I mean, this guy has some abstract art. He has
Hold on, yeah,
some
yeah,
like
yeah. We're
crazy
talking
stuff.
overall about the
Yeah,
brand.
we're talking generally,
So
right? So like the stuff that's, for example, wearable. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Or meant to be weared. You know what I
wear
mean? Like
worn.
not every or yeah, worn.
Yeah.
Not every single thing from each show is what we're talking about
Yeah, we're talking
necessarily.
about overall the brand identity.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
I feel like all these brands, even like Rick Owens, always has the monotones.
Yeah.
It's really like brand identity is who you are, and if you stay if you have, it's not about what is brand identity. I feel like the more important thing is do you have brand identity,
Yes.
and if you have that, you will gain the loyalty. And as we've discussed this whole episode,
Hey,
loyalty is the most important thing.
you build that loyalty, man, and you're
Yeah.
off to the races
Yeah.
every time. Yeah, man. Nah, I really appreciate. You know, I didn't think
Mm.
that would be spoken about today. I also did
I'm
not
glad we
think.
spoke about that
Yeah,
today.
I also didn't think that would be a short topic. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's something that is very. I feel like it's a very direct thing. I feel like that is where simplicity, not simplicity, but brevity shines. You know,
Yeah.
Mr. Mills once told me brevity is clarity. And as long as you're very clear and you make it easy to understand, you know what I mean? And you can just get your ideas across,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because again, with anything, people can't
Hold
read
on
your
now.
mind. They see what you're
Hold
trying
on
to,
now.
what you're putting out.
Real quick. I don't think brevity, I get what you mean with that, but I don't think brevity is like the important aspect there, right? You mean the important aspect is getting your idea out.
What I mean is being direct.
Okay, good, good, good.
So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
don't
Yeah,
give
yeah.
me like if I'm gonna sit here, right, and I'm gonna tell you I don't like this, I'm not gonna say, you know, like this really isn't that cool, and it's like I don't really know. No, no, no. I'm gonna just be like, yo, I don't like this.
Be direct.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be brief. I'm gonna be direct. Can you give more detail? Can I sit here and explain to you why? Can I sit here and take you through why I feel this way? Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
But brand identity is having that. You
And
first have to have that to then be able to go in depth with it.
okay, so again, we go back to the idea of it's not what is brand identity as much do you have it.
Do you have it?
And if you have it, I think you will be a successful brand.
Absolutely, absolutely. As long as you stick to it. What really,
As
realistically, what's stopping you?
as long as you have it and as long as you don't lose it.
Is like, don't
Don't
lose it.
don't lose your identity.
Exactly.
Never lose your identity for trends. Never lose your identity. Never lose yourself in
Yeah,
general.
never lose, man. You only evolve, man.
Only evolve. Only
Only goats
evolve.
have horns,
All
man.
right. We'll be right back, y'all.
What's up? We're back.
We're
We're back.
back.
We're
We're
back from
back.
break.
Quick bathroom break.
So I may be a little anal repetitive here, but
Okay.
we checked out the Batson drop, and it got me thinking. How do you feel about certain brands not necessarily laying everything out by baby steps for you? You know what I mean?
Toss me an example. Like, what do you mean by that?
We'll go ahead with Bad Sun, right? So they have all these very, very intricate designs. They go through the trouble of getting all these panels done on one piece, having them be ribbed, having all these different features and all this stuff. Yet they don't necessarily give a outright just reason for it, or at the very least, they don't just set it, give you a paper, say here, this is why we're doing this.
Okay, I know what you mean.
They leave it heavily up for interpretation.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that,
it's
man?
also how Badson doesn't have a mission statement. Really? Okay. I don't mind. I don't feel too strongly either way, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it just has to be done properly. There are certain brands like Badson that don't say nothing. I feel like Badson's in the realm of it doesn't matter because you kind of get the idea of what they're going for just off what they're making.
Which
Right?
I feel is such a difficult thing that should be
Very difficult to
praised.
do. And then that's when we get to a brand like No Hate Nike. They don't got nothing. No mission statement. They don't got their mission statement is let's make as much money as possible.
No, that is a company's mindset. But
What is Nike's mission statement?
do you not know how, bro? They are the reason or one of the reasons that athleisure exists and is the biggest. Their whole thing is just do it, man. Get after your dreams, man. That's how. Well,
Oh
actually,
yeah.
it started. Actually, it started with Phil Knight. It was supposed to be a running shoe. He was supposed to be
But
just a running shoe.
just do it used to mean something.
It still
I
does.
don't
That's
think
why
it
they're
does
still
anymore.
partnered with all, try to get with all these like the NBA and all these types of sports, man.
I just don't think it means anything anymore.
How?
I think they've just been. Let me think of a good way to phrase this. The greed, bro. They got that biblical greed. They've
But how
overtaken them.
though?
I just you don't see much quality from Nike anymore.
That's cat, bro. That's
In
cat.
when it comes to like when I'm talking about clothing, I'm not talking about like their sportswear.
What do you mean sportswear versus
I mean
clothing?
basketball shoes, football cleats.
You think that stuff is well made?
That stuff is incredibly made. They have the best.
Okay.
They have some of the best football cleats in the market. They have the best basketball shoes in the market. And then you look at their shirts, their
Okay.
shorts, their pants. Not only are they not the best athlete leisure brand, they get blown out the water by most of these gym brands, like a Gymshark or something, right?
Yeah, but you gotta remember though that like the point of Nike wasn't let me go make a T-shirt, let me go make some
No,
short.
I'm talking about for working out. I'm talking about for working out for the reason why they exist, sports. Nike's lagging behind a lot of these gym brands when it comes to they're not good for work. They're not great for working out compared to these other brands. They're not great for playing sports as they used to be when it comes to actually what you're wearing. Now, what they still excel in their. I was about to say their jerseys. They don't even excel in their jerseys anymore. The best jerseys are from the '90s. Basketball, football, American football. Doesn't matter what sport we're talking about. Best jerseys come from the 2000s and '90s.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really buy like any Nike clothing, but what I do know is that that was never their reason for being.
What is the reason to be? I don't know that.
Again, I mean, the original idea was Phil Knight. He went and man, I never actually finished the book, but he went through he went through all the mountains and the hoops and everything. He wanted to make a running shoe.
Okay,
Yeah. And so he eventually got funding to do that. And then over, I mean, the series of events, Nike came to be.
I think
So, and then eventually they locked in more with sports. You know what I mean? So now they're the biggest sports athleisure brand.
I think when it comes to like I said, shoes, they're still pretty locked in. They
Yeah.
still make good stuff.
But because that's what they are here to do. Because their whole point now, at least, right, is that they want to push athletes forward.
Okay,
That is what Nike does.
maybe Nike was a bad example for me.
I think it's
I'll
just
I'll
because of
acknowledge
the
that.
I think it's just because of the difference of how you and me view it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or how we shop and what we care about. Because I could sit here and very easily say, yo, I'm not really a fan of how Bad Sun does their things because
They don't
they
got the
don't
mission statement. They don't got the.
they don't have all that stuff out right. But at the same time, I subscribe to the idea that you've just said that they do it so well that you can interpret it and get everything that's meant to be got from them by what they put out.
I
They
feel
don't
like
need majority of that other stuff.
the antithesis of Bad Son would be something like House of Errors. House of Errors literally released a book
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
what they want. Like they literally made a book. It's the exact opposite. Their mission statement is long. It's there. It's there for you to see it, and they do it well. I don't think I actually have. If Nike doesn't work because of what you said, I don't think I actually have a great example of a brand that doesn't have a mission statement and they're poorer for it. Because I don't want to rag on Supreme again.
I mean,
But Supreme,
it's because most of them do. I think the only reason that
they
may
don't get
get lost,
successful. They don't get successful if they.
I think the only reason that may be lost is because of factors that usually are either business oriented or because of the world or just bad decision, of course, right? Bad leadership.
Yeah.
The good thing and why some people may think that about Nike is because they've gotten so big. They're a corporation now.
Actually,
You know what I mean?
I
Like
have a great
this isn't the
example.
first chapter of Shoe Dog where he's talking about how he had to go meet all these funders and he got home and because what the story is just him talking about how Nike became.
Yeah, but now they're $1 billion brand.
That's what I'm saying.
But I actually have a great example for a company that fell off. You're wearing it right now, Reebok.
Is this Reebok? I don't
I
even
mean,
know.
they have a little Reebok logo right there on the sleeve.
Really? Am I blind?
Pull it more that toward you. It's your shoulder.
Oh, shoulder.
A little
Oh.
Reebok.
I
So
thrifted this,
Reebok
man.
in the and he cut it, made it cropped.
Yeah, it's
Major W.
pretty
Not a lot.
fire.
Major W. Hell yeah. But talking about Reebok, Reebok used to be big when it comes to basketball shoes.
Yes,
Major
yes, yes,
brand when
yes,
they had
yes.
Shaq. People loved Reebok. People wore Reebok. In the early 2000s, Reebok was there. In the big 2025, you're not seeing Reebok.
Yeah, you don't see Reebok often, man.
Like you don't see Reebok went from being a competitor with Nike and Adidas to being a competitor with Skechers.
Man, I haven't heard of Skechers in a while.
Exactly. That's who they're competing. They're competing with the you don't really got the money to afford the good shoes, so you're buying
Oh,
the
okay,
cheap
okay,
shoes.
okay.
That's what they compete with nowadays. And you know, there could be I personally don't know the reasons why, but brands falling off like that is so interesting because you don't see it often. You know what I mean? Like
That's
brands
true.
of the size of Reebok nose diving that hard.
Hmm.
Like Nike, Adidas has been consistent forever.
Yeah,
Converse been consistent. Converse, like they're
that's
old,
yeah, that's yeah,
consistent forever. Puma has always been in the same position of like third place, fourth place, like
yeah,
on the cusp of it, but not really there yet. Puma's been like that since the '80s, bro, since the '90s, since they had the athletes wearing the Puma contact lenses. For those who
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
those are
yeah, yeah.
hard.
Those were
Those are hard.
hard, super
But
hard.
brands usually stable. Champ
Yeah.
been like really stable, and it's Reebok went from like you're here to like you're here to like you're here. Is it because they lost Shaq? Maybe. No idea.
See, that's why it's difficult to play. That's why I like talking about, at least on this specific topic, with brands like Bad Sun and House of It, because with these corporations, it's difficult, like, to even gauge a lot of the reasons. And
Yeah.
that's, I mean, that's just on a base layer due to the fact that they are corporations. The structure with that type of business and that
Yeah.
level of business is just different. There's a reason that it's hard for people to be creatively free when you get to that level.
I
You know what
think
I mean?
I think it also comes down to the fact that sometimes money can kill the art.
That's what I'm saying.
And
Corporations are the point of a corporation is that you are trying to reach that next level
yeah,
size, right? And so because of
you
that,
sacrifice the art a
yeah,
lot of the
it
times
happens.
to
It
reach the
happens.
next level. You know, this is something that I know we're gonna disagree on, but I'm very big on money is the root of all evil. Money bad, money not
Nah,
good.
bruh.
This guy loves money.
I
I do
would
not
feel
like money.
much better crying in a Lamborghini
Yeah,
than a fucking
No,
Mazda.
obviously, but I feel like money to a certain degree can be the enemy of art, or
See, art is different.
the
Art is different.
the interest of gaining more money can sometimes be the enemy of art.
See, but in that sense right there, right? That's why you don't see a lot of these companies, right? A lot of these brands
Yeah,
end up trying to get to that next to become something like a corporation.
yeah,
You know what I mean? A lot of these companies, you know, are because you look at the difference between companies that are, for example, under LVMH and the other ones that are privately owned. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Now, granted, I mean Louis is doing good, Gucci's doing good, like they're all doing good, right? And they've clearly took the correct
I
direction,
mean, I don't
and
love Gucci, but
LVMH has clearly
yeah,
took them in the right direction because they can have someone like Pharrell being the creative designer. They can have someone like Tyler the Creator have this collection with them. But when you look at these privately owned companies and not publicly traded and all that stuff, you can really get a lot. You can really keep that like same unapologetic like fuck you
I
mentality.
mean,
Which I stand for 100%.
let's be honest,
You know
right?
what I mean?
I have a good example of a brand that did sell out for the money. And but first I'm going to start with the example of what you're talking about. Rick Owens. Rick Owens could very easily sell out, make more money,
So easily.
be he could be on that next level of I'm making a he could be a corporation. He could turn his brand into
Yeah.
a corporation if he
Yeah.
really wanted to. But he doesn't. And I assume it's because when you become a corporation, you lose some creative control.
Well, yes, because now you have to appeal to
The shareholders.
the shareholders exactly.
Yeah, and um, if Rick Owens, this is where we get down to it. If Rick Owens did that, he would actually lose money. He would lose success because people wouldn't buy Rick Owens if it wasn't Rick, if it
Yeah,
wasn't
if it
what it
went into
was
a
supposed to be.
publicly traded company.
And then we get back to the catastrophic failure that we've brought up 3 times now. Supreme. Supreme was a skate brand. They lost that
Was
idea.
Supreme publicly traded?
I'm not sure, but it's not about that. For me, it's Supreme. Like we've really all the topics have been very connected this episode. Like we said, they lost their. We're really peeling back the layers. First, they lost the loyalty. That's the first idea that we brought up. How did they lose the loyalty? Because they lost their identity, the skate culture.
Partially,
No,
partially.
no, I think they lost it
Nah,
fully,
partially.
fully.
No,
Because
because I mean, if you look at
the skate
and
community, the skate community said, "Fuck y'all, get away
and
from us."
I've I mean, they're still probably in the skate community, right? Times have changed, of course, but when I first got into the whole hype beast streetwear type of culture and started learning
Yeah.
about it, right? I like Supreme. I still like Supreme, and I love Bape. I love Bape.
Okay.
I just had to say I love Bape because I feel like Bape and Supreme got partnered and brought into the same conversations a lot. I like Supreme and I love Bape. The only thing is that they did just tap into certain things that the fan base did
But they're
not
not the
agree
same.
with.
They're not the same.
You're right, they're not the same.
Bape was founded on the ideas that they still push to this day.
Yeah, that's true.
Supreme was not.
Well, I mean, with change of leadership, there has been some things that
Okay, but the
changed.
idea of them being a hype beast brand has been there since day one. They've always kind of been, maybe hype beast culture didn't exist at first, but the idea of hype beast culture was always in their mind. Meanwhile, Supreme wasn't. Supreme lost, so again, they lost their loyalty, first layer that we discussed. Then they lost, why did they lose their loyalty? Because they lost their identity, their skate identity, to gain this new hype beast identity that wasn't going to last long. Why did they lose their identity? Because of money. The money that was potential, the short term gain of hype beast money made them lose the long term gain of you're still successful in 10 years and you're still making money in 10 years. They sacrificed the passive income of they're still big in 2025 for let's make a lot of money in 2015. And then we're dead in 2025.
I mean, yeah, but then again, that's what I'm saying. It depends on plenty of factors, but the driving one is always going to be a decision because there's a reason that corporations exist in the creative space. It's because how can I can have a much now right? There's obviously examples like Rick Owens, right, who he's extremely fortunate, right, and if I'm not, he's not publicly traded, I don't think.
I don't think, yeah. I mean, with
I
the
haven't like
decisions,
looked into
the
it.
decisions he makes for his brand seems like
Yeah,
he is the guy behind the brand. He don't got
yeah,
no
the guy behind
shareholders that he has to.
everything.
Yeah,
But
he's there at the runways.
thankfully, he's fortunate enough to hold these insane. Like just looking at the locations of his shows, he's fortunate enough. But when you look at it, right, corporations and money isn't necessarily it's not inherently bad because the whole idea behind it is if I can get people to pitch in, right? I can make these ideas that are already amazing even grander, and I can push it to more people. That's the idea of a corporation. So
That's the idea.
yes,
That's not the
yeah.
execution. The
A
execution
lot of
is
the time it isn't, but some of the time it is absolutely. I mean, look at Louis Vuitton.
that's pretty
Look at
rare though in
Burberry.
comparison.
Burberry. I mean, Burberry hasn't done so well this past year, but you know what I mean?
Usually,
If you look at Burberry going back, for example, if you look at Burberry going back to the mid 1800s when they were founded, a lot of the stuff that they have going on now is very reminiscent of that still.
again, that's brand identity. They've kept their brand
They've
identity
kept it.
for a very long time.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to corporations, I think that's the idea of a corporation. The execution is they pump money into your brand like they're supposed to, but now because they're pumping the money in, they tell you, hey, you're not going to do that because we don't like it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
going to do what
Of
we
course, it
like.
depends, right?
And the thing is, the people that are investing the money usually don't know much about the art itself.
That's true.
I'm gonna draw a parallel to sports team ownership.
Okay.
So Manchester United is owned by the Glazer family, which is actually important to us because you know what other sports team the Glazer family owns? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very,
Fire.
very nice. So they are the reason why Manchester United went from the best team in England to they almost got relegated last year.
Well,
They finished 17th in the league. They finished 16th in the league last year. Ridiculous. So, and they've been bad since 2012.
okay.
So the Glazers bought them in 2008, or 2006, around that time. Hostile takeover, and they started doing a lot of stuff that would slowly build up to this is unsustainable, right? They started doing certain financial moves, putting certain people in certain positions, and they had the club by its balls because they bought the club, they owned it. They were the corporation behind Manchester United,
Yeah.
and that caused when their generational talent manager, Sir Alex Ferguson, left, they were stuck with the Glazers and the people that they wanted to appoint.
Crazy name, but the Glazers.
The Glazer family.
Crazy name, by the way.
Chill, bro, chill. Let them be. Let them be. Even though
the Glazers.
Manchester United fans won't let them be.
Crazy
But
name, the Glazers.
so
Shout out the Glazers.
first of all, they're Americans, obviously, Tampa Bay, and they don't know anything about football. One of them said in an interview he didn't know the offsides rule until 2014, 2015. He owned a football club for nearly 10 years. One of the biggest football clubs in the world for nearly 10 years. And he didn't know the offsides rule. Yeah. Bad business. And because they keep pumping in this money, and this is the secret of Manchester United, right? The club is in the best financial position it's ever been.
Oh.
Financially, the club has been doing amazing since 2015, 2016. Like their jersey sales, their global influence, it's ridiculous. But on the pitch, they have been the most disappointing team of the last few years. I mean, we're talking about a team that spends billions of dollars in transfer windows overall, right?
Mhm.
And can't win any trophy. They went from we can't win the Premier League and we're mad to we can't finish top 3 and we're mad to we can't finish in Champions League, we're mad. We can't finish in Europa League, we're mad. We're just trying to not get relegated at this point. You know what I mean? Like that's where they are.
Oh my god, I just hit my glasses on the mic.
They just keep going lower and lower and lower. And I think, and most people think, it's because of the Glazers' mismanagement. Sure, they've brought in a bunch of money, like corporations do, but are the fans happy? No. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Corporations bring all this money, and sometimes they're in the green. Oh, financially, we're doing amazing. It's not always about the financials. When you hear what it's actually about, the art, the football, that's when the brand dies because the supporters don't support it anymore.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying that hasn't ever happened. I'm just saying inherently, and not all the time either. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I mean, I've just said that that's not always
Oh,
what happens.
there's
Don't
no
get me
such
wrong.
thing there's no such thing as like always happens. There's always going to be exceptions. Louis V is a great exception.
Yeah,
Louis V is amazing.
but it is true that yes, 99.999% of the time because now it's not just what you like or what your group likes. It's like you're appealing to these, the shareholders
Yeah.
and stuff. So I mean, yeah, of course.
Ideally,
But at the end of the day, as long as the brand identity is held, you've got the blueprint to do great things.
ideally, this podcast would never be owned by a corporation.
Nah,
This whole brand don't blend in. Hopefully, this is just you and me, like forever owning this.
forever. Facts.
Yeah.
Nah, that won't happen, man. We got y'all,
We
bruh.
won't. We'll never sell out. We'll never.
We
Yeah.
got y'all, bruh. Don't even worry about it. In
Yeah.
10 years.
If you know me personally, you know I would never sell out. I'm against all that. I really don't
And I
like
don't
that
even
stuff.
work well with people, so that's
Yeah.
like not even in the books for me.
All
So
right. Yeah. I think that's a good point to like wrap up right there.
I'd
You
have to
know,
agree.
just saying we brought it all full circle. This is really like an onion of an episode. Had some good layers in it.
Yeah,
Started
yeah,
off with
yeah.
like, oh, brand loyalty, and then we got to like what's behind that, integrity, what the brand actually stands for,
The
what's
product.
behind that, who owns it, and will they continue to keep up the integrity or will they sacrifice it?
Yeah.
So yeah, uh,
I've hit the mic like 18 billion
yeah,
times.
at the end of the episode, God,
Like it's actually
but
horrible.
no, we appreciate all y'all for listening.
Yep, yep,
Uh,
yep. Once again, please, please, please. I feel we've done better than the first episode. I enjoyed this much better than the first time.
I think every episode will be better than the
I
last one.
We promised it. We promised
We
it, and I,
promised
I
it.
think we're delivering quite well, but don't take my word for it. Let us take yours. Let us know down in the comments what y'all liked, what y'all didn't like. Not only for us, but like I said last time, for you guys, man. We love sitting here and doing this, but at the end of the day, we wouldn't be doing this and have these mics and have the camera and do all this
Yeah,
if we were just trying to have a conversation in, just in our rooms or over the Xbox party, you know
we'd
what I
just be
mean?
on the FaceTime. We'd be in
We
the
would just,
Xbox
yeah,
party,
yeah, which we did for
but
a while.
it's been like that for years. But
Yeah,
since we were like 3 years old,
yeah,
but
basically.
now we're here. We're doing it for you guys.
So let us know what y'all like
Yeah.
for y'all. Let us know literally anything, pacing, segment amount, timing, I don't know,
Topics you want
everything.
to talk about,
Topics,
genuinely.
again, topics.
Most importantly of all, burp again. God damn.
Both been
So
some burpers, some
some
gassy
gassy
guys.
motherfuckers today. But first of all, I'd like to say we are going to start a Patreon. You know, at first we don't expect to have any supporters,
Anybody.
but we will keep it up. We will keep doing it until it gains traction.
Yeah, so we can buy all the
Please,
clothes that we want.
we can buy all the clothes that we want. No, the real reason, jokes aside, is I would like to save up to buy a camera for this, like a better camera
Yes.
and better mics,
Better
just better
mics.
equipment. So
Yes.
please support us on Patreon if you can. If you can't, it's perfectly fine. We don't need y'all to be there. We
Yeah.
don't,
We ain't trying to milk y'all.
exactly. We
Facts.
appreciate support. We don't force it.
Facts.
So yeah, we'll see y'all next Friday.
Yep. See y'all next Friday.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.